Hello, everyone.
What's up, dirty dogs?
What up, everybody? Happy Friday. Great to see you guys. Happy Friday. Hopefully you are enjoying the start to your weekend. Couple quick things, man. Quick shout out to John Phillips show. Shout out to John Phillips and Randy Wang for shouting us out on KABC Radio Wednesday and Thursday. Jason, if you're listening, Jason, you're famous, bro. Your call to the LA City Council got their attention about the shit in the bed sheets. So I have that so we can listen to it. But yeah, they shouted us out. They were talking about it. They looked at us thanks to Jason. So shout out to Jason, man. It got their attention. And that's what happens, guys. Like I always tell you, you never know who's watching or listening. And there was that. So let's see if we can get it done before here. We can see if I can get it for you guys before this one starts.
Just Capital is a nonprofit that tracks who really means business in supporting workers, customers, communities, the environment, and ship.
Oh my God. Unbelievably crass, but funny.
Hold on.
I don't believe any of the items deal with that, so I'll give you 1 minute for general public comment.
Oh, man. I take it in, brother.
Oh my God. Unbelievably crass, but funny. Yes, I'm sure everyone can understand what the word was bleeped, what kind of stain he needed to get out of his new bed sheets. But here's the thing. When the guy introduced himself, I did some digging.
Caller, which items would you like to speak on?
Yes, my name is Jason, and I'm a smoke and scan dealer.
And I've heard that name a few times in the city council sessions that I listen to, and I finally looked it up. There is a YouTube channel called Smoke and Scan, and it is a bunch of guys that get together, they get high, and they watch police chases.
Starting.
They listen to the LAPD scanner, and they watch live and stream live LA City Council meetings. And then the people get high, and they prank call the city council. Of all the hobbies.
All right, guys, we'll go back into that in a sec. But there it is, just to prove it to you. We shall move on. Yes, it's more than just guys, of course. It's the gals too, the ladies and the men. It's
both here in the chambers and by teleconference. Mr. Clerk, could you please
here
call
we go.
roll?
Blumenfield, De Leon, Harris.
Yeah, quite a crowd today. Looks like Spindler there in the hat.
Raman, Rodriguez, Soto Martinez.
You got Mr. Sachs right here.
President and a quorum, Mr. President.
Very good. Thank you very much. Members, before we go to our items,
you never know who's watching, ladies and gentlemen, or listening.
It's my great pleasure to be able to
So big ups to the John Phillips Show.
Mayor Bass to our
790
council chambers.
KABC
Mayor
Radio.
Bass,
I'm going to link their
welcome.
stuff
We're
so you can
delighted
find
to
them,
have you
guys.
here.
Oh, the fucking useless mayor's there. The useless fucking mayor. No wonder so many people showed up.
Harris
The chick
Dawson,
who ain't done a
if you
fucking
can,
thing yet.
Please make your way to
Year and a half deep.
the podium.
Ain't
We're
done a
ready to
goddamn
begin
fucking thing, or a
our,
year and 2 months.
Presentation on Black History Month. Thank you very much, members.
No, I don't see Herman. But they did that blob, but a restraining order against him. So I don't know. We may not see him for a while, if ever. There's Andrew. There's in the way back with his mask on.
Councilmember Price.
Oh, shout out to Grady.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Freshly indicted one.
Members of the public, welcome. This is a special
Next
honor
month, Grady. It's gonna be you.
History Month. During the month of February, we pause as a nation to celebrate the legacy of leaders, of doers, change makers, the sung and unsung.
Well, none of you are change makers, so let's not mistake that.
Tapestry.
You do
As we
nothing for
remember
your
the greatness
community, your
of
constituents.
today
Nothing.
and in the past. We acknowledge the sacrifices of extraordinary people.
That's
who
right, you
strengthened
big
America
dummy.
and changed the course of history. The pioneering heroes
Big dummy.
of the past have reminded us of our obligation to carry the torch of civil duty, morality, social justice, and equality.
There's the
It's
idiotic
significant to remember the
controller,
ways in which our forefathers
city controller right there in the green. He wants to get rid of all the LAPD helicopters because they make too much noise and don't do anything,
science,
apparently.
music, the arts, just to name
How
a few.
about we just get rid of you, city
This is the time to
controller,
marvel at
and
all
keep the
the ways
LAPD
society has
helicopters?
benefited
How about that?
culture. As we simultaneously pay homage to the trailblazers of today, never let us forget the vast number of African American leaders,
What's up, Minnesota
men and
media?
women, and women of abounding courage, who did the impossible, the unthinkable, and the unimaginable to make this world a better place.
Look at Mr.
Needless to
Sachs.
say,
Got us keep
we are all
on and everything. I
fortunate
love
to
it.
Continue to have a very positive African
I love him. And there's the puppet, baby. The puppet's out.
Now it's my honor of introducing our next speaker, our first Madam Mayor, the Honorable Karen Bass.
There's nothing honorable about this bitch. She needs to get out and do her goddamn
you.
job. Boo!
Thank you.
Do your
Thank
job.
you very much, Councilman Price, and thank
Do your
you,
job.
Mr.
You
Council
should not be here.
President,
You
for
should be
an
working,
opportunity to
doing
speak
something.
to you today on the beginning
Getting
of
something
Black History
done.
Month. African American History Month being celebrated all around the country, and I think all of us would agree that instead of a month, African American history should be celebrated throughout the year.
Yeah, clap at me. Clap for what I say.
The contributions that African Americans have made to our country is very clear, and we're in interesting times in our country, and it makes me glad that I'm a Californian and an Angelino, because we don't have to deal with some of the challenges
They mad at Spindler
that
for
are
talking?
that are being happening now in our country, where essentially African American history and other aspects of U.S. history is being rewritten or erased.
Yeah, by
eliminated,
Democrat
and
teachers
actually laws
that are pieces of
passed
dog
say
shit.
We don't want to tell the full truth of U.S. history. But
right.
what makes our country great is the good, the bad,
Here's
and
some
the
full
ugly
truth
all together.
that the
Makes a
KKK
strong
started the
United
Democratic.
States.
I mean,
But it is
the
very
Democratic
important
Party
that
started
we
the
fight
KKK.
for the
Democratic
full
Party
truth,
started Jim Crow
and that we
laws.
celebrate the
Democratic Party
advances that
started
African
slavery. They
Americans
started
have made
Japanese
in our
internment
country,
camps. They started
but we
the
acknowledge
Chinese
challenges
Exclusion
that
Act.
remain.
They started all that, but they don't want to say
remains
that.
in our city that we talk about.
They
all
don't
the
wanna
time,
say
we
that.
know is the crisis, is the extreme disproportionate numbers of
Talk about
African-Americans
not
that we
wanting to
talked
know
about
history.
Last night, while we are 8% of the population of the city, we know we are more than 30%.
And remember,
of
you're not
those who
black
are
if you don't
unhoused.
vote for them.
And as we celebrate,
You're a
the
super predator.
accomplishments and the
You're a
amazing
taco.
leaders that are here today,
You're all that.
Frida
You remember
Payne,
that.
Kim Coles, Mamie Hansberry, the recipients of the 2024
Tell me how it's being
Hall of Fame
reshaped.
Award, including
It
Dr.
absolutely
Elon,
is, bitch.
Dr.
You're right.
Batchelor, Charmaine Jefferson.
Hurry up,
And I do
cunt.
want to acknowledge
Get on out.
another leader that is here, Cynthia Hurd. Cynthia Hurd, who will be taking the mantle of the Los Angeles Urban League, a big responsibility, but we know
Remember, guys,
one,
they changed
you
somehow,
will do
some way.
very, very well,
Yet
and
not
we are
one
here to
Democrat could
support
ever
you.
tell you
I
the
also want to
actual
let the
date
council know
or
that as
year
I
of
leave
date
the
that
council
this party
chambers today,
changed.
I'm
Nobody
going
can
off
ever
to
tell you
greet
that.
a
Not one
number of
Democrat
African-American
will
mayors
ever
that
tell
are
you the
here
day
from
they
around the
changed, because you
country
know that's going to get
to,
squashed real quick.
Look at
With facts.
the impact of the entertainment industry on our economy and on their economies as well, and look at the successes and challenges that we face. So there'll be a variety.
I
of
know you
activities
chased so
for
many.
African-American
It was so
mayors.
much challenge getting here. They made you sit on the
Around
back of the
country
bus. They made
that
you
will
use
be in
that
Los
separate
Angeles
water
this
fountain
week.
too
So
this morning. I
just
know it,
wish us
Karen.
all
I
well
fucking know
as we
it.
Celebrate African American History Month. Thank
Get
you.
the fuck out of here. You don't know what oppression is. You ain't done none of that.
Mr. Harris Dawson, thank you thank you, Madam Mayor, for being with us. Mr. Harris Dawson, before you begin,
all
we
double
do
speak.
have
It's
a
all word
full
service,
council
lip
chamber
service.
today.
Jibbing and
so,
jabbing.
Those who are standing in the back, I think there's some seats up front if you would like to come in and join.
No,
us.
they don't wanna
But
sit
since
down.
we
They're
have
there
many
for the
people
show.
Who may be new to our council meetings, I just want to make clear that we will not allow any shouting out or
Where's the
disturbance
BLM
that
chick? Why ain't she
interrupts
shouting out now?
this meeting or any of the speakers who are
She
at
does
the
every
podium.
day.
I
How come
did
not now?
hear Mr. Sachs. I heard you shouting out
Oh,
while
yeah.
the mayor was trying to speak.
Good.
So I just want to make sure that everybody understands that you'll be subject
Shout out to
removal
Mr.
from the
Sachs
council
for that,
meeting
man.
if you
That's
disturb
pretty
or
stupid.
delay
What the hell's
work of
going
this council.
on? Who changed
Mr. Harris
everything?
Dawson.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. President. I will note for the record that Mr. Arnold Sachs shouted out.
Good.
President.
Hi, Calamity
wanna
Girl.
Make sure that's on the record. One of the great things about being an Angelino is that this is a city where the African American struggle, the struggle towards
That's it,
justice
Maddie.
and equality,
They
is
don't want to
something
talk about
is
that.
shared.
That
It
part of
is the
history. Only the
enterprise of
history
black
they want
community
you to know.
and their
With
supporters.
their
It's
teachers who
shared
teach kids how to be
across our
gay.
city, in every
Same
office,
same
every
group here.
department, and every section of our city. And I want to
Didn't know there was gay classes.
folks who've been champions for justice and champions for equality for all people, but who have paid special attention to the African American study, our African American struggle, our own city
it.
controller,
L period, A period.
the first Filipino American to hold citywide office in this city, and a champion for justice, our own city controller, Kenneth Mejia.
Suck a dick, Mejia.
Good morning.
Fuck off.
Thank you, Councilmember Harris.
Hopefully
Dawson.
helicopters flew over
Happy
your
Black
house
History
all
Month,
night last
everybody.
night.
Black History Month is Los Angeles city history. The contributions the black community has made to every facet
Welcome to the
of our
Panderverse.
of our thriving city are immeasurable. From fighting for justice for all, to making our city a worldwide leader in the arts, to being a vital part of our city's workforce. A month is hardly enough to celebrate all we owe to the black community. And I am honored to be part of today's presentation and come here with immense gratitude to this community.
Yeah.
My office's job is to gather and analyze data that impacts everyone in our city. Our work has highlighted some of the key areas that impact black members of our community. For example, in the controller's office, our payroll data shows that while black people are 14% of our city's workforce, black women on average are only paid $72,000 compared to their white male counterpart who makes $110,000. As the mayor just said, although black people make up 8% of the city's population, they make up nearly a third of the city's homeless population. And while black people make up only 8% of the city's population, according to LAPD's own data, they make up 22% of all stops and 26% of all arrests. I vow that my office will continue to use data
Race
to shine
bait
a light
and fuck.
on issues of progress and equity. Let's honor
Just
Black
another
History
race
Month
baiter.
by committing to creating change for a more equitable Los Angeles. Happy Black History Month. Thank you.
Equitable or
So much to
equality?
our city attorney
Equality?
to keep the party going. This.
Is it both?
My apologies, Mr. Mejia. I'm very excited to present our city attorney next, who is so many firsts that I can't sit here and name all of them. But she's been a champion for justice. Served
What
the
does
city,
Spindler's hat say? Anybody
with
can read it? Can anybody?
distinction.
The
Let's
blue hat.
welcome our own city attorney, Heidi Felstein Soto.
What does it say?
Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Harris Dawson. That was generous. And thank you. I think the woos may have come from my lawyers, so many of you are in the room. Thank you for being here. Good morning.
Your lawyer,
And
Mr.
Council
Spindler?
President, thank you for having us in chambers. I really want to join
He is a
you
lawyer.
in celebrating African American History Month. It is a particular privilege to do this, as we get to do it with the first black mayor, who's a first female black mayor.
Thank you,
of
because
Los
Tom
Angeles,
Bradley was the
Karen
first black
Bass.
mayor. Fucking moron, bitch. Race baiting panderer.
It's only, what, like 40 years between African American mayors, but that's okay. She won't be the last either. I also want to acknowledge the president of the, President Mike Davis, sorry, not president, member, commissioner on the Board of Public Works, Mike Davis, for organizing this event. Lots of other
Good times.
speakers spoke about the contributions of the African American community to the city of
getting it
LA
ready
and
right
to
now.
the nation as a whole, and emphasized, as do I, that black history is American history in all of its fabric, in all of its wholeness, in all of its achievements, all of its dimensions, and is a history that has to be addressed in every facet for us to achieve full equality
So
and
good.
full justice. This month is a month to acknowledge and recognize. It's not a month to create, it's acknowledge and recognize that history, celebrate the progress.
No creating of
celebrate
anything,
all
huh?
of our African American communities, and to
Recognize what everybody else did before you,
every
because we know you
aspect
do
of
nothing.
diversity, equity,
Got
and
it.
inclusion in what we do in this city. So as we mark this month and we celebrate our 2024 honorees as we celebrate. I'm blanking, the
what did I write down
African
here?
Heritage Month Committee.
Idiot
and our
moron.
friends.
Hurry up.
I want to thank you for the opportunity to be here and assure you that the fight for justice, equality, and opportunity will continue within my office and within our city. Thank you very
As
much.
long as she writes it down so she can remember it all. The fight will continue as long as she can remember. Are they throwing away sacks?
One of our department
No.
leaders, the person who leads our struggle to be a just city, to be an equitable city, and to be a city that includes all of our peoples, including the African American community, the one and only Capri Maddox.
I almost
Thank you so much.
I almost wish that the
Councilmember
whole
Dawson.
city was
Thank you so
run by
much
black and
for,
Latino folks,
allowing
just
us
so
to
we
have
could
this
see
space.
how
I'm
much
so
these people
grateful
actually
for
care about
Mike
white
Davis,
folks.
where are you?
Just
You
tape,
put this
turn the
together
table
every month, and
so
we
that way
couldn't
we
be more
could see
grateful
it.
for you and
That's
your
what I wish.
leadership.
That is my wish. Just so we
Council
can see what's
President, thank you
really
so much
what's
for
really cooking.
allowing us to have such a.
Is
great
it really
space
about
here
equality for
today. I'm very
everybody?
grateful. Capri
Is
Maddox,
it?
Executive Director, LA Civil Rights Department, and I think this is Marquise Harris Dawson's phone. But I'm very, very, very grateful to be here. In thinking, oh, it's the mayor's phone. Oh, that's my boss's phone. Okay, and I was just about to say,
Bitch couldn't
how
even turn her
grateful
phone
I
off.
am
Got
for
it.
Mayor Bass and her leadership. Of course, she's a history maker, and we have so many history makers here in Los Angeles.
DEI hire.
Many of whom have been honored here today. I am so grateful to share. And you all can clap them up. I mean, the presence of the beautiful Frida Payne.
Shit, my bag's in the other
down
room, guys. I gotta
list
go grab it.
Of all of the leaders that we have in this space, I want to just say that I'm very,
this
very
older one. Never
grateful
mind.
that we
I'll use the
also
older
have
one.
a chance to show our diversity and to show what our community brings and show what we do. And as we make a better Los Angeles, we do all of this despite what happens to us. And when you think about everything from the Middle Passage to the inequities that happen here in Los Angeles, and some of the harms that happen in the city of Los Angeles started in this room, not during this council.
I
but
didn't,
in
Matt.
Years gone by.
I saw him snitch on
a
the,
lot of inequities when you think about redlining,
on the worker and
government-sponsored
shame the worker.
discriminatory practices led to some of the challenges that African Americans are suffering with in the city of Los Angeles right now, even thinking about those that spent a cold night on the streets last night. And so I am here to tell you that in Los Angeles, we have our challenges, but we are moving forward. And I couldn't be more grateful for the city council leaning in to support equity, inclusion, and belonging in the city.
These
of
folks
Los
don't know
Angeles,
what
putting
oppression is.
dollars
They
behind
scream it, but
and
they don't know
programs
it.
like the LA Civil Rights Department. So with that, I want to tell you that we're not where we want to be, but we're not where we could be. And I tell you one thing, with the leaders that are in this very room, we are going to continue to move our community forward to make a difference and show that we are truly an LA for everyone. Thank you. And with that, thank you so much. So good to see you. And with that,
I don't see her in the room,
Take a
Robert.
moment, by the way, to introduce Daniel
a lot of people in
Tarica.
there.
And this work is something that we could not do without your support.
I did
He
see
is our
the
general
illegal
manager for
immigrant
cultural
pieces of
affairs
shit beat up a
someone
cop and then
that,
get out
allows us
of
to
get out of
do the
jail.
work that we do in thinking about
Released
our
right
two
away.
commissioners
If I
that
did that, I'd be in
here.
jail
And
still.
I just have to shout them out quickly. I think we have two commissioners that are with the Civil Rights Department. Rosa Russell.
Just shout out to you
and
disgusting illegal immigrants. I don't care if you're 2, 20, or
Miss Bernard. I
200.
saw Miss Bernard.
Shout out to
Please
you.
stand, please stand. I have to give you a little love. A good general manager knows how.
All right, guys,
to run a
time for it?
department. A great general manager knows how to acknowledge her commissioners. And with that, Daniel, the floor is yours.
Hopefully it's Daniel Gus, but it's not. Where's Daniel Gus?
Good morning, and thank you so much, Capri. And
Substack.com or whatever he says.
and
Oh, there's
Mayor,
Stacy. She is there.
Controller and
She's
City
in the back
Attorney.
row
Thank
next
you
to
so much for this honor to be here today.
You might get
as
you a
Daniel
song
Tarica, General
today.
Manager for the city's Department of Cultural Affairs, and I am very proud today to both share.
Wait a minute. You're white. You're not supposed to be
around,
here, Daniel. We need to fire you
this year's African
ASAP.
American Heritage Month.
We need to fire you
Our theme
ASAP.
is around African
We need a
American
person of
art,
color in your
so
spot,
excited
Daniel.
To be able to highlight that through our Heritage Guide this year. We are proud.
All right,
to
his hat
highlight
says
lots of
Weaver, something
Latino
Weaver.
artists, and the great work that our African American artists and poets have done here in the great city of Los Angeles. I want to say also congratulations to our recipients today, and a special thank you to Charmaine Jefferson, one of our
Charlemagne's
city
there?
commissioners who
Shout out to Charlemagne.
has served the commission over many, many years, and we very much
Talk about a
appreciate
panderer.
her work. And I want to also thank our committee that helped us get to this point today. So I want to thank our Authors Study Club for all of their great work. So let's give them a big round of applause.
Yeah, go home, white dude.
And to all of the other support that we
You're supposed to have been fired already.
So it looks like we're having an unveiling. 3, 2, 1. There it is.
There it is. We couldn't see it. They wouldn't show it. But there it is. Who does the camera switch? Is it the same guy who did the DEI hire who does the sound? Let's smoke that. I mean, it probably is, man. Same guy. Same motherfucking dude. So she's an African DJ? Is that what that is? African American Heritage Month calendar and cultural guide. Cultural guide.
We can see it.
Why'd they make her stick so stick thin, rail thin? That's gotta be fucking photoshopping, right? I mean, bro, look at it. Looks like an alien, like a gray.
All right.
Like one of those long alien
thank
grays.
you so much to the Department of Cultural Affairs and the artists that made this great piece of work. We have
Put a little
activity
meat on her
guides
bones.
that
Make her
this
real.
Serves as the cover of. Everybody in the city of Los Angeles can get access to one.
Like the flower on the hat is bigger than her entire head.
A lot of
Look at that.
2 or 3 things to do to celebrate Black History Month through March 31st. So we're
Who the
we're already
fuck
taking
made
up
that
more than 1
poster,
month.
bro?
I like it.
Who the fuck made that?
So we ask everybody
Had to be a white
get hold of
guy.
that guide and make a commitment to do at least a few
Had to be a
things.
white dude.
Today we're very excited to begin the presentation of our honorees that we have.
she's
today.
Ethiopian,
We've got
why
an
does it say
exciting,
African
roster of
American?
honorees. I'm especially to begin the.
I mean, not to
that
say there's not
presentation
Ethiopians there.
by
We have little
presenting
Ethiopia.
the Hall of Fame
Off of
Award
Fairfax.
for outstanding achievement in higher education to our own Dr. Harry Elam. Dr. Harry Elam is the president of one of our great colleges, the one and only Occidental College
just
in
one
Los
country
Angeles,
amongst many
California.
in
It's
that
one of
huge
the
continent.
oldest liberal arts campuses anywhere in the United States. It's a jewel in this city that hopefully we've all been to. Dr. Elam previously served as the vice president of undergraduate education at Stanford University for 10
She looks
years,
angry in the pink. Look at her. She looks
and
mad.
instituted a number of policies and programs related to the university's
I mean, I'd be mad, too.
7,200
There's
undergraduate
a G
students.
right
He
there.
helped
You see the G?
move,
Look
the
at him.
cause of
Glasses,
Stanford
keeper,
for all
Star of
students,
David. I
but
fucking love him,
especially
bro.
to move the cause and create the Institute for Diversity in the Arts.
Shout out to Mr.
He
Sachs. What the
initiated
hell's
Summer
going
Bridge
on?
program for first-year students from under-resourced high schools, including many students here from the city of Los Angeles, and
Thug
designed
life.
the program
Do,
to increase the number of students
do,
of color pursuing graduate schools, graduate degrees in STEM fields. I remember Dr. Elam's work, even though I have not actually met him, because at the Community Coalition, one part of the work that we did was to get students into college, to get them accepted into college. And without fail, if somebody could get into Stanford, we knew that they had nothing else to worry about. Their finances would be taken care of. Their housing would be taken care of. They would have a support
get
group
there
put
and get
around
the
them
free
so that they could
ride.
matriculate successfully, and we know that work is the work of.
Shouldn't that be
Dr.
for
Elam.
every
He has,
kid that does well?
got
Not
many
just ones of certain
academic
skin
and
colors?
cultural awards, and has written it looks like 7 books here.
All
and
kids,
also has
all skin
been,
colors
the
that
director
were
of several
able to
plays,
achieve that
including
feat
those of,
should get that.
Playwright August Wilson. So on behalf of the great city of Los Angeles, we want to congratulate and honor the one and only Dr. Harry Elam.
I am deeply honored to be included in the African American Hall of Fame, and I thank Mayor Bass for her leadership, and I thank the study group for their nomination, and I'm thrilled today to be with you, and I'm also very happy that my wife and daughter could be with me as well. I wish my parents could be here. They would have loved to be here for this moment. I want to express my gratitude to the Occidental College alumni, faculty, students, staff, and trustees, Occidental, as you may know, has a long history of ties.
It's all right.
to
They'll just
social
tax you
justice.
more to get more money,
Back in
Sky Queen.
1967, Martin Luther King was invited and came to the campus.
Who, by the way, was a Republican, I'm pretty sure.
It's significant that there's
Pretty
more
sure
than
he
one.
hated the Democrats. Martin
John
Luther King.
Slaughter brought
I'm pretty
important
sure.
leadership in terms
I need to
of
Google
end
it,
the
but I'm
term
pretty
with
sure. Hold on.
multiculturalism. And
I'm
our
gonna Google that
institution
one.
had more than 50% students of color at a time our peers couldn't do so or didn't do so. And I'm proud to have been able to continue that legacy by advancing an equity and justice agenda during my first term at Occidental. One of my first actions, other than dealing with the pandemic, was to authorize the departmentalization of black studies.
Why did
And we
Dr.
have
Martin
worked
Luther
to
King
increase
decide
the
to be
number
a
of black
Republican?
faculty throughout the college. With my team, we've also sought to improve access to the
So
school for low-income
even he
students.
hated the
And once
Democrats.
I'm here to make it
Think about that,
possible
ladies
for
and
all
gentlemen.
our students to feel like they belong.
Well, look up Martin Luther King besides
Important to
Malcolm
me
X.
from
We
the
know
beginning
Malcolm X kind of hated a lot of folks.
Strengthening the
but-
relationship with Los Angeles. We are the only small liberal arts college in the
Democrats
city of
hated
Los
MLK.
Angeles.
See, I had to
So
Google it just to make
strengthening
sure.
that
Wasn't
relationship,
positive, but there you go.
working to
Google it
find
yourself.
Reciprocal, mutual bonds with the city is
So
what
these
we
people
hope to do and will continue.
Prop
to
up somebody they hate
Higher education, as you know,
or hated.
has always been a lightning
Pretend to
rod
like,
for social and
gaslight
cultural
that they
change
like.
and for challenges.
Don't forget
And
it.
perhaps
You need
now
to know
more than
history.
ever. With the recent support ruling on affirmative action, political debates about curricula, with schools becoming crucibles for protests and debates about international events,
MLK's
now more
niece
than ever,
hates
we
Democrats?
need this sense of importance of higher
wouldn't doubt it.
education and the realization also how important within
Rosa
this to
Parks was a
know
gun-toting
about, to feel
Republican.
about, and to experience
Shout out to
what
Rosa.
history is. The late great African-American playwright August Wilson wrote
She
often
went through
about
oppression.
how the past
That lady would know
impacts
something
on the
about
present.
oppression. None of
In
these
order
folks.
To move forward, he notes,
Fuck outta here.
we need to know where we've been.
This motherfucker's making
That is so
$250,000 a
important.
year
It's
in a
so
really
important that we
nice
honor
suit
Black
telling me
history
about how
and
oppressed
that we
he is.
have an
Get the
event
fuck
like
out of
this
here.
Today.
Fuck
So,
you.
As I said, I'm thrilled to be with you. And have a great
I wish I was that oppressed. I wish I was that oppressed.
They wanted me to know that then, and probably we do that.
Think the
President
Democrats
Obama
killed MLK?
Spent his first
Don't
2
know.
years of college life at Occidental.
I wouldn't doubt it. They got a long list of bumping people off. I might be next. Who knows?
So on behalf of the city of Los Angeles, our entire city
Shit,
council,
yeah, he got the frame. He got the frame one.
with this recognition
No
for
peachy
your
folder for you, bro.
induction into the Los Angeles African American Hall of Fame.
But the 100-year-old war veteran who fought for our country, who's still alive, still got the old peachy folder. Maybe because he was white. Maybe that's why, guys. I'm gonna let's take a look at that. I want everybody to notice this from now on.
Good morning.
I want to see how many white people get the framed
I'm
one.
Heather Head,
Let's see.
Councilwoman of the 10th District, and it brings me great honor to talk about someone that is really grassroots from the 10th District.
That's
And
grassroots. That's G
Charmaine
as fuck.
Jefferson.
Thug life right there.
She is a
I can wish to only be
recipient
as
of the Hall of
G
Fame
as
Award
fucking
for
Mr. Sachs
outstanding
is at that age.
in education policy. She's an esteemed figure, and she's the chair of the board of trustees in the California Institute of the Arts.
Hold
Her
on, what does that
influence
say?
extends far beyond
MLK's
her
family
role as
sued the
chair,
feds and the
as she
Democratic
actively
Party and the
enriches
feds
both her community and the lives of others through her
assassination suit
tireless
was settled during the
advocacy
first
for the
Obama term.
arts.
Wow,
I
Dustin,
met
didn't even
Charmaine
know that
many
one.
years ago,
Wow,
and she
Dustin,
was at
thank
the
you for dropping me
California
on some knowledge, bud.
African
And good
Museum,
morning to you.
And she made sure that
see what I mean?
all people had access.
See, when
to
you
the
start to
museum.
really dig
Not
into it
only
again,
is
they
she
they
a daughter of
gaslight
the
you, telling
10th,
you how
she
stories
attended
being, the history's being
Burnside
rewritten. It
Elementary
absolutely
School,
is by them. They don't want you to know their
Middle
disgusting
School,
history
and
and how
Dorsey.
absolutely
So who just
anti-American
won the
they
South
are at
LA
every
Classic last
fucking
year.
turn.
I mean, I just have to talk about what really going on, right?
What really going on, right?
But she currently serves as a mayor appointee, as the president
Fuck
of the
outta
Los
here.
Angeles Cultural Commission, to her work on the
I love
Inclusion
you
and
guys,
Leadership
video.
Advisory Committee
Much love.
for Los Angeles County's as well as co-chair of PBS, SoCal African American Community Council, and is a member of the Cultural Equity and Inclusion Initiative Advisory Committee for the county's cultural
Disgusting,
affairs.
race-baiting, gaslighting
And the private
motherfuckers.
sector,
That's all they are.
became vice
This whole
president of
group.
Business affairs for
All of the
Nebraska
ones that talk
Entertainment
about
and
race and always have
producer
to,
for Disney
you know,
Entertainment.
like the county
More
controller.
recently, she just
I'm
completed
sorry,
an
the city
11-year
controller.
tenure
City, not
as
county.
the
City.
executive director of the state's California African American Museum and executive vice president of its nonprofit partner, Friends of the Foundation of California.
Racial
African
word soup,
American
for sure,
Museum.
Eric.
Her visionary leadership
All right, 2's
has
coming
played
up.
a pivotal role in shaping the cultural landscape of our city, fostering an environment that celebrates creativity and embraces the richness of diversity. With a distinguished career marked by passion and commitment, Charmaine has been recognized for her outstanding
Charlemagne?
contributions to the arts, particularly through her invaluable efforts in promoting diversity and inclusion. Her dedication to the advancement of cultural endeavors and giving
Damn it,
back
Damon, I need to
services
work.
is why
You
we
are
proud to
addicting
present
crapiola. I know, Liz. Funny enough is this, people say, well, why do they watch the city council meetings? Well, a lot of people watch the city council meetings, apparently.
Give us a word, Charmaine.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbors. Hold on.
Good morning, my neighbors. Connections. I believe
Yes!
it will require my
Yes!
probably pull a book
Fuck
together.
you,
Just
too! And that was from an
Start
African.
Real quick, can I just say thank you to our
Right?
artists
Where was he
for
from?
Stan.
Where was he
And
from?
just wave your hands. These are my
Zamunda.
brothers and
He was
sisters
from Zamunda.
who fight to make sure that African American
He was
history
fucking
stays
from
alive
Zamunda.
65.
All right, guys,
show you
let's get it. Without any further ado, it's time for
Round 2, smoke. But I want to start with my immediate personal
That's
connection
it, Randy.
I have
You
with
knew.
my family.
Fucking
And
Zamunda.
without them, I could not accomplish anything that I accomplished. And I
Fucking
mean that
Zamunda.
wholeheartedly, including
Shout out
get
to
dressed in
Chris,
the morning.
Chief, and Brandon.
My
They
husband,
need to.
Garrett Johnson, and my daughter, Kelsey Johnson. We are both very proud of Wave Your Hands.
I know, Edgar. An American, an
Because we have
African American,
raised-
but he was
we
from
have raised
Zamunda
an
in the
extraordinary
movie.
daughter who is devoted to supporting those who have special needs, and particularly using the arts to make that happen. See, I'm connecting the dots. I'm also pleased to have with me my godmother, Anna Gonzalez, who spent
We
many
was
days
tanks
walking
from
in
there,
the city
next
hall.
to Wakanda.
So thank you for being with me.
Yeah.
So here's the dot connection. The people in All Authors Study Club know this. On behalf of Carter G.
The
Woodson,
Princess
I
of
want to
Zamunda. My son
say
works.
that personally. He was my great-grandfather's nephew. And my great-grandfather, John Morton Riddle, was his teacher. And
That's
he
right.
said he was his
That's
first
right.
teacher. And let me
You
tell
hear
you how
that?
important his
Come on,
story
Esther.
is.
The
wrath of God will When my
strike you down.
great-grandfather, John Morton Riddle, died, who happened to have been a slave. So yes, I can tell you he was a slave. In Pasadena, Carter G. Woodson wrote it down. He wrote the story of his life, and because he did so, we were able to know from where we came. We knew who the slave master was. We knew when the Civil War soldiers stole his brother. We knew so much because...
And I bet you if the slave master was black, which they had plenty of people, blacks that
my
owned
grandfather,
slaves,
John Riddle, who was
bet
the
you'd
first
never
black
say
player
anything
Rose
about
Bowl
that.
for USC.
They don't talk much about
I
that.
don't fault him. I went to UCLA, so did my mother and my godmother, but that's okay. Didn't talk about it.
Yeah, you
Nor
guys
did he
don't talk. You
about
talk
the
about
fact
what you
that
want to
my
talk
grandfather,
about,
that he was the
not
first
about
black
all the
who
history.
played, and went to Europe and Asia when the United States wanted to make sure that they could show Asia that we treated our Negroes right. And he was a baseball player, but he was also the first black to play in the Rose Bowl in 1923. And I come from a lineage
Yes,
where my
Adrian.
grandmother was the first black to graduate from USC's law school. And it is in her footsteps, Helen Wheeler, that I went to law school later after I danced. And I did it for 9 years, and I'm saying this because the woman who guided me through dance was a woman named Carolyn Snowden. You wouldn't know her name.
Edward
I
Snowden's
believe that
mom?
You should get to know lesser-known history. By the time I met her in the 50s, whatever, she had long since stopped dancing, and it was later that I learned that she was a serious diva. With a 6 o'clock leg up, dancing in the movies in the background when they would let that happen.
What's up, John?
And I feel now that I wish I'd been able to say to her, you guided me into ballet. You made it possible for me to have been the executive director of Dance Theater of Harlem. You allowed me to have a career in dance. You allowed me to become a lawyer. You allowed me to be able to stand at this moment in my home city where I was born and raised, where my mother was born and raised, and to the state to which my slave ancestor migrated from Virginia, and say thank you. And one more thing. In 1984, the Olympics came to Los Angeles. There was a big arts program. And Arthur Mitchell of Dance Theater of Harlem called up Los Angeles and said, you need to do something big in the arts. And he brought Dance Theater of Harlem out of New York and into Los Angeles to make sure there was a huge, gigantic arts program and was a part of it. I tell you now, you call, I'm there. We're going to arts it and make everybody understand that Los Angeles is huge. Thank you.
There you go, Adrian. Hopefully they honor somebody who's white, which I doubt. They don't do that too much anymore. Just to see them get the old peachy folder. Come on, Grady. I thought you already smoked, Grady.
Inspiring words, and also, thank you, sir. It's now my honor to present the Outstanding Achievement Hall of Fame Outstanding Achievement Award in Health. And we are really honored to have a real angel in our community, Dr. Elaine Batchelor. Yes, let's give it up. Some of us read the news a couple weeks ago where Dr. Batchelor helped to raise the alarm about the financial condition of King Drew. She's also leading the discussion on how to solve
Killer
the
King, by the way.
Again,
That's
just
the nickname for that hospital. Killer
her
King.
commitment,
They
her
named
skill
it King
and her
Drew.
ability. She has been the chief
Yeah, it used to be
executive officer
MLK Hospital.
of MLK Community Health Care since 2015.
And then it got dubbed the nickname Killer King because when you went there and you were shot or stabbed, you gonna die. So everybody wanted to go to county instead, which is County USC Medical Center.
Outstanding Achievement in Health Award to Dr. Elaine Batchelor.
Now let's rename it King Drew. Maybe that'll help.
Thank you, Councilman Price, and thank you, Mayor Bass, and our Author Study Club. And congratulations to my fellow honorees. It's an honor for me to share this Hall of Fame award with you. For me, African American History Month is both an invitation to reflect and a call to action. I think in particular about those whose work and courage has brought us to this moment.
What up, IB2?
In my case, the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is a guide. While Dr. King will forever be associated with justice and equity, acting with courage
And he hated you
despite
guys.
fear, it is his vision and optimism that inspires me the most. He dared to imagine something others thought too hard to accomplish, and he lived what he imagined long before his I Have a Dream speech. Making history takes that kind of imagination. Only those who refuse to be defeated by cynicism, who are not overwhelmed by the size of the problem, can do this. Dr. King was advised repeatedly to slow down, to be patient.
Why not put Dr. King on there?
Instead, he fought with intensity
Who made
and
this poster?
stubbornness to change the things that had seemed immutable and unchangeable.
Hate it.
The status quo was never going to
DJing
get
while
the
picking
Voting
tulips?
Rights Act passed, and people who make history ignore
On
the
a
status
fucking
quo.
horse from Home Depot?
I'm forever grateful that the purpose of imagining
Who
a
made
new
that?
hospital in
Who
South
said that one
LA
is good? We'll give you a thumbs
connected
up on
with
that.
both my experience and my determination to do something
Tim Burton,
others said
maybe.
wasn't possible. At MLK Community Healthcare, we
AI
imagined
poster.
a different
Who gave the okay for it though,
in our
Billy?
community.
So now, yeah, that one's
And
fine.
we're
That's
creating
good.
it. The
Must have
size of the
made it in
problem
the-
hasn't stopped us
Made
yet.
it in the last 20 minutes.
It's our hope that committing.
Wait, we
to
need
the
a
work
poster?
ahead,
Nobody said
not
anything.
accepting the status quo for our community is a collective action that will result in history of its own. Thank
Salvador
you so much
Dali
for
had
honoring
talent,
me with this
and
award,
something would be
and
melting
through
in it.
me, the
Something was
work
melting.
We're accomplishing at MLK Community Healthcare. And enjoy Black History Month.
Damn, somebody socked up Marquise. Look at that eye. You can see that shit was cut. Someone done bombed on him. Fucking creased his eyebrow.
Okay, next.
Fake smiles.
It's our honor to.
Bro, how many of these we got?
present
This
The
is
honorary
4?
recipient of the Living Legend Award.
Yeah, that was 2 ladies. The guy
And
in
that
front
is
with the
presented
nice
to none other
suit.
than Mamie Hansberry.
I want to say they're on number
come to the
5.
podium.
Am I not mistaken? But is this number 5? It's gonna be a long
She is
show, ladies
100
and gentlemen.
years young. Has been an
100?
Has been an accomplished.
She ain't 100.
Has been an accomplished artist for decades. She's seen a lot. She's read a lot. She's done a lot. She is the sister of Lorraine Hansberry, of course, the author of Raised in the Sun, and has been a very powerful member of our community.
80, okay.
As I said again, for decades. Our honor to present Miss Mamie Hansberry
She
with
ain't
the
80.
Living Legend Award.
I can't believe they said she's a. If she is 100, that's crazy. She's still walking around doing well. She looks good.
Thank you, everyone, for inviting me. My whole family is here. Stand up, everybody.
Oh, but the fact she's not in a wheelchair and she's coherent. I mean, that's
Members of my family are known for their activity in real estate, the arts, the words. I love words, and I'm reminded of an African American tune. Ain't gonna study war no more. And I think that's all I have to say. I'm very grateful for our new,
All right.
are going to change things. They're coming with new ideas. And I love every one of them. Be safe. Study war no more. Study war no more.
That'd make her 200, Glitch.
Thank you. And we'll look forward to a new year.
Thank you. Don't hide your face. Don't hide your face.
Oh, I forgot about my face.
Thank you, everyone.
They do love that, Nunya. They're warmongers. Not to say the other side doesn't do it also, because they do too. The one is definitely more loves the
Thank
war
you,
more.
so much, everybody.
They tell you how the
some of
other
these,
side does, though.
Presentations.
It's always
put
deflection.
goosebumps on your arms, and certainly Ms. Hansberry
Like I
is
always
one of
say,
them, and
remember,
as
you
well
put
as our,
somebody on the
next,
defense right off the
honoree
jump.
who
You already give
is
them
a
false
star
accusations.
of stage
They're busy
and
on the
screen
defense trying to defend
and
themselves
audio,
right off the jump.
Came
So
to
you
got
gotta be the first to accuse,
so many Angelinos
whether it's
do,
true or
and
not.
that is made
Now,
a
why
life
they're
in
busy
the arts
defending
and
themselves,
culture.
and they
So
can't play
beginning in the
offense
night,
just
if you
yet.
were around in the
And that's the
1960s
Democrat
or the
game.
70s or the 80s or the 2000s, you heard a hit song by Frida Payne. Maybe it was on the radio. That's right. Give her a round of applause. It might have been on the radio. It might have been on your favorite TV show. It might have been on the Johnny Carson show or the Arsenio Hall show.
I need a shirt that says I'm Corn Pop.
She's outlasted all the people who had talk shows at night, and she's been there to perform on all of it, has toured the world singing our song and singing our community song on stages throughout the world and on screens throughout the world. We're very proud to present, on behalf of the mayor, our Living Legend Award to the one and only Miss Frida Payne.
Yeah, Frida got her titties out. Hey, Frida, you
Thank
done
you
got the
so
one with all the
much,
cleavage
and
on it.
it is an
So much
honor
for
and
a
a pleasure
high
to
cut.
have been
She went
invited
as
to
low
this
as low could
auspicious
get.
occasion
That
to be
shit.
honored like
Titties
this.
are all
It's,
out.
I swear to God, it's a blessing for me.
Hi, Allie. It's good to see you.
I'd like to
Haven't
say
seen you in a
that
while, Allie. It's good to see
say
you.
Thank you to
Hopefully everything
the
is fantastic
Honorable
with you.
Mayor Karen Bass. Yes. Yeah. My career started out very early. I think I was, I don't think I know.
Much love.
I started out when I was about 13 or 14 years old, and it all began with when people
She's a cougar.
say, how do you start out in the business? Well, honey, you got to get into talent contests.
You guys are funny, dude.
And that's still
She's
is a
couging.
rule that prevails.
She's trying to
today.
bone
So you
Marquise.
have American Idol, you have The Voice, and all these different shows.
Trying to get up
But
on
that's
board.
a great way to get exposure. I've performed with some of the great
Female plumbers
artists
crack.
in our history, our music history. I got a
Oh,
chance to
hysterical.
perform with the great Duke Ellington and his big band.
Duke
when
Ellington
I
was
was
great.
17, my first professional job on the road at the age of 17, I was with Pearl Bailey.
What's up, Kiss?
On tour. And then after that, I performed with the great
day, mate.
Quincy Jones and his big band. This was all in the
All right,
60s.
guys. Hopefully you're ready. I'm ready.
And
Time for
I got a chance to Lionel Hampton. I worked with Lionel Hampton, Sammy Davis Jr. on Broadway and other venues as well. And then I had the big break. I got my first big hit record when I was, I won't tell you how old I was then, but I was still in my 20s. And that was with Holland Dozier and Holland. I'm a Detroiter. I'm from Detroit.
D-Town.
Although I've been living here in
Dan
Los Angeles
Campbell,
for
man.
almost going on 50 years. And Eddie Holland, Brian Holland, and Lamont Dozier.
Lamont?
They were all friends of mine. I knew them from way
Shout out to
back.
Lamont.
You big dummy. I've been blessed. I've been really, truly blessed. I think many are called, but few are chosen. And sometimes I feel to myself, I say to myself, I don't deserve this. Why me, God? Why me? And I don't question it anymore. I just know that I've survived. I'm 81, and I'll be...
Dang, still showing them out at 81. The girls
And
never
to
go
all
home,
the
ladies and gentlemen.
dancers here, I studied ballet when I was 12, and then modern dancing, and then when I went to New York at the age of 18, I graduated high school when I was 16, to college, and if I had, I would have gone to Juilliard. But I'd like to just say that dancing was a part of my life. I thought I was going to be a dancer until I decided singing just kind of took over. I'm here with my family as well. I'm here with my sister Sherry Payne, who was a former member of the Supremes, the group Sherry.
You have a brother named Dick?
And my niece, Shoshana Payne Phillips.
Shoshana!
She's here with-
Au revoir, Shoshana.
And my dear friend, Eric Floyd, Mr. Eric Floyd as well. Right there. Yes. My life, people
Charlemagne?
say, are you still performing? Have you retired? Heck no. I started doing a tribute to my favorite singer, and that was Ella Fitzgerald. And this was back in 2004.
Is that what she got, Terry? It's good to see you, Terry.
And that was
Bunch of
when
Botox.
Mr. Maurice Hines, who recently passed away. We lost Maurice Hines. That's Gregory Hines' brother. Hines, and Dad. He called me.
Oh,
he said,
absolutely,
"Frida,
Rich Bull.
would you
I
like
agree.
to do the role of Ella Fitzgerald?
Sad,
at
it's not about the
Crossroads
best
in New
person,
Brunswick, New Jersey.
regardless of
They're
skin color.
producing it.
It's always
a play,
about
the book
equity
by Lee Summers,
and
they
diversity
would-
hiring
you would be
now and all that
playing
other
Ella
stuff.
in costume,
Feel bad for the
tattered
young
clothes,
kids that happen to be white.
and other
Those
actors,
bastards.
Like Norman Granz was her manager. And
What they have to go
her
through.
cousin Georgiana and her half
Coming
sister
up.
Frances. Well, I've been doing
So.
Ella ever since. I've been doing Ella's.
'Cause the
Ella
only way to
ever
get
since,
past it
and, I will
is
be
to
doing
get
it
past
again
it.
this year
You know?
in Rochester, Michigan, at the Meadowbrook Theater in Rochester, and I'll be performing there for 6 weeks. And I plan to go to Broadway. I
and
wanna
if we
take it
really
to
look
Broadway
at it, we
because I
know
wanna
that the
keep
Democrats were
legacy
really
of
the
Ella
racist party and
Fitzgerald
still are,
alive.
right? So now, how is it
Thank
any
you
different?
so
They've
much
just
for this
switched the
honor.
side in which they are racist to.
Really, really humbled.
Wouldn't that be
by
about
it.
right?
Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Would be. About right. Linktree? Yeah. I guess they're making sure they got around to everybody, maybe. That way everybody got their comeuppance. All right. What am I doing? Oh, going to my YouTube. Give me 1 second, guys. I want to go to my YouTube. Oh.
All right. I'm introducing a living legend, somebody that we probably watched on TV, and that's our Kim Coles. She's an American actress,
You're a
comedian,
legend? Stop it.
game show host, well known for her roles in Living Color,
Tootie.
One-on-One, and so many others.
Tootie from
Her
Facts of
extraordinary
Life was more of a
talent
legend.
and magnetic
Shout out to
presence
Tootie.
has paved the way for so many artists today. And what we love so much about her is that she always shows up in our community. Anytime you call, rain or shine, you could depend on Kim. Recently, my office honored her at our
Remember Tootie
HBCU
and Blair and
Cultural
Joe?
Fest. And
It was
her
Blair,
presence made
Joe,
everyone so
Tootie,
excited because
Mrs.
kids
Garrett,
could see their future,
and I know I'm
that
missing
someone
one,
that
aren't
went
I?
to their college
It's more than 4,
is
right?
on
Isn't that one
TV
more?
in Hollywood?
Facts
and
of
right
Life.
there in
Who
front
am I
of you.
missing?
So she is genuine in her commitment to uplifting and empowering our youth who attended is
I know I'm
really
missing
seen.
one.
I'm happy to give her the Living
Judy.
Legend Award today.
Joe.
which
Oh,
is well
Natalie.
deserved recognition for
Natalie.
her exceptional
Got them all.
career, influence,
Even
and
before you put it in there,
positive
Loam.
impact
Yeah,
on the
I knew I
industry,
missed
on our
one. It was
community,
Natalie.
on
There
our
you
kids
go.
in school.
Mindy Cohen.
Thank
Yeah,
you
Natalie.
thank you for all that you do, Kim, and we're happy
Ah,
to give
man.
you your flowers today in LA City Hall during Black History Month.
Joe Polnicek. Wasn't that her name? Like her character name? Joe Polnicek.
Good morning.
Say it, you have to say it.
All right, I will.
Ah,
I'll put on
shit,
glasses.
yeah.
First of all, I always look through the lens of love. You see this one's going on. Is it too early to be wearing purple sequins in the morning? You want me to say it, and so I will. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo.
She's all lakered up, man.
How I've made a bit of history.
This game's in the Admiral refrigerator. The door's closed, the lights out. Butter's getting hard, the eggs are cooling, and the jello is jiggling.
I have the joy of having a sitcom catchphrase, and it is woo, woo, woo. It means I love you, I see you, I acknowledge you, I got your back. And by the way, our lovely Miss Payne was on our show too. We were so happy when you showed up. We were like, legends have arrived. So my
Yeah,
mother
we're almost an
used
hour
to
deep,
say,
and they're
"Woo,
just
woo,
still
woo" to
honoring
me
people.
And my baby brother when words would fail.
I lost count at
You know,
6.
You fell down or you broke up with your little
I'm gonna
third
say we're
grade
at about
boyfriend
8.
Like I did because I moved real fast. Woo, 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 sweetie, woo, woo, woo. And one day I ad-libbed that on the set of Living Single, and the producers were like, I don't know what that is, but we're putting it in the show. So strangers walk up to me and say, woo, woo, woo. The energy behind it is love and acceptance and acknowledgement of who you are. But there's a little bit
Even
more
if I'm
history
white?
that I'd like to share since we're talking African American History Month. My mother was the one who told Martin Luther King Jr. that he was going to be a star. Let me tell you how. My auntie
She
went
must
to
have been a
Boston University
Republican.
with him. They were doing their, I think, doctoral work at that time. And she was, one of the students there, was part of the Dialectical Society, if y'all know your history. My auntie was there. Her baby sister, my mother, went to visit that summer and met.
I think so, wise guy.
He was so charming.
Because it rained
so
really good last
interesting
night.
Before he was famous. And my mother
It's
said,
bright and
"I
sunny
need to take a
today. It's
picture with
beautiful
you 'cause
today.
You're going to be famous one day. Come
But
on, take a picture with me.
it was a
We
slow
have that
moving
photo.
storm.
I
And it
have
was
that
pouring
history.
pretty good all day.
And my mother claims that she's the one who said that it was going to happen, who foretold. Everybody wants to take
And
credit.
they say the atmospheric river number 2 is on its way.
And she saw it. So
You know what that
believe
means.
I am tied to history in that way, and that she's given me this beautiful gift. She's 93 years old, so I'm going to make it to 100, just so you know.
Mr. Sachs is like, I'm fucking out of here, man.
I love Los Angeles.
Fucking enough's
I'm a New
enough.
Yorker. How you
We'll
doing?
go out back, take a
I'm
piss.
from Brooklyn originally.
Smoke a
Brooklyn
joint.
in the house. What's up? But not the fancy Brooklyn now, like the old school Brooklyn. It was a little rough. I landed in Los Angeles March 20th with a job in my back pocket, and that job was In Living Color. I might not have had the courage to come here without having something to land into. And I landed very early in the morning.
Ahmed, thank you
at
so much,
LAX
Ahmed.
before there was all the security and
Good morning to you. I mean, it's morning here. I don't know what time it is there.
come and pick you up around 9
What time
a.m.
is
I
it
can't get
where
there.
you're at?
I landed about 5 o'clock in the morning. So there I am with my overstuffed suitcases.
Gotta be like
before
14
they
hours
charged you
ahead or
extra
some
to have
shit.
extra and waiting for him to come and pick me up so I could start this dream that I didn't even know what I was coming into. I didn't even know. And this man came up to me and, was trying to get at me in some kind of way. And I was like, get off, step off, son. I'm from New York. We don't do that over here. He had no idea that I'm not hard at all. I went to private schools.
I'm not
I
hard.
went to a specialized high school. That's not who I am, but I was tough, you understand? Tough enough and soft enough to fall in love with this incredible city. When I found out that you could go to the beach on Christmas Day and maybe wear your little bike shorts, maybe not now because the climate change has kicked in, but I was like, this is nice. When people said, oh, your summers, they're going to be really, really hot, but there'll be no humidity. Or as my Girl Scout leader used to say, no humility. There's no humility here in Los Angeles, but that's not true. I've heard it and I've seen it here today. When I used to drive around in my first car, I'd learned to drive 30 days before landing here, because we from New York, we take the train, right? 30
Absolutely.
days before I arrived. With
Strategy.
my Thomas
It's good to
guide.
see you. We're right here.
Y'all remember that? My trusty Thomas guy that also acted as a
We're
very
judging
nice
the ones
map,
that gaslight people all
when
day
you
long.
stopped and got something to eat.
And
Just
enjoying
put
the
on your
ones
lap
who
and eat your
don't.
food on top. I'm telling you all the
You
stories.
must be new, but I can say welcome.
What I want to say is I fell in love with this crazy, weird, wonderful place. And although there's a lot of horror stories, especially for performers that you hear, I actually didn't experience that many of them because I chose to continue looking through the lens of love and through the lens of joy and allowing my default position to be joy always. And so that those stories become less and less important, and the conquest of staying alive and going on your auditions and figuring out other ways to use your gifts and talents became the focus rather than focusing on what was uncomfortable, because sometimes it is. I'm grateful to
What's up,
say
Brian?
that I've figured out how to stay in the industry as an actress and a comedian. I started out as a stand-up comic, but to also use my gifts and talents, the talent of storytelling, to help other people tell their story. I'm now a publisher. Want to hear the name of the company? Wait for it. Hot Coals Publishing. Hot Coals. Spelled H-A-U-T-E, because I'm fancy that way.
Back it up.
I coach
Back that up,
story. I help entrepreneurs share their story in a way that gets their message and their mission.
How much
out
more
to the
back
world.
patting?
And
Look at his eyes.
still
Can you
doing
see
the
his
Hollywood
eyes?
thing, but I get to
Like
use
he's
my
just
gifts
like,
and
look,
talents
man,
in
all right,
such a
enough
way.
about you.
So,
Look at his face.
the
Look at his
honor
face
today
right now.
is so
Look at his face.
delightful, So, what a delicious surprise, and I'm just getting started now.
Oh, I hope
Two
he keeps. I
gentlemen
hope
that
she
I don't
keeps
have no
talking.
family, like my
So
blood
I
family,
know you
but
see
my
his face.
family.
Stop blushing.
I
know you
Chris
see
Sibley,
it.
my publicist. All you really need is a good publicist. That's all you really need. A decent agent and a very good publicist. Thank you, Chris Sibley, for inviting me to something so delicious and classy that I would wake up.
I
in the
know
morning
you
and
saw it.
Sequence. Thank you.
That face
I
don't
wanna thank
lie.
my beloved. I met a man, y'all, here in Los Angeles. It's why I haven't been back to New York. He is a Los Angelino, a native. There's so few of you here. He is my beloved and my partner and the man I have been waiting for, and I had to come all the way here to get him. Dr. E.J. Johnson is in the house, who's my family. Wait. He always teases when I go, and he's a doctor.
Man, how we gonna meet everybody in your family?
Thank you so
Let's
much
go,
for your
Kim.
support and your
Wrap
love
that shit
and
up,
your
girl. Get your fucking
in me
picture
and
and
helping me
look. They pulled the
enjoy
picture already.
being
Like,
real joyful.
let's get her to stop talking. Let's hand that picture up. Let's get that thing going. Let's wrap it up. We got 7 more behind you.
It's picture taking time.
You know about that.
I do. Thank you.
Boy, me.
Okay, you better shout out Robert Earl.
Who's that guy? Is that Spike Lee? I swear I look like Spike Lee.
Thank you, Kim, and let's thank all of our honorees, Dr. Elam.
Yeah, an
Charmaine
hour
Jefferson,
we're a little over an hour in
Bachelor,
now, and they haven't done
Amy
anything
Hansberry,
but
Greta
celebrate
Payne,
these folks and honor
Kim
them.
Coles. Let's give them all a round, please.
And not to say these folks don't need to be celebrated or honored, but I would say that these
Before we move
folks should
forward
go
with
at
the
the
program, I'd just
end
like to
or a separate
recognize
ceremony.
Our Authors Study Club. They've been doing this now for
You know, do
how
it
many
separately.
years? 74 years. Let's give it up. 74 years.
Anything to get away from the real business of the city.
And their current board is certainly carrying
There's
on
Mr.
that
Sachs. He's
tradition.
rolling back in.
And we just appreciate
He was
their
tired of the
collaboration,
shit.
And support all the way. But at this time, let me just invite, well, first of all, let's have all the
Bro,
members
that's Spike
of
Lee.
the R-
Bro,
Study
you
Club
see him?
stand.
That's Spike Lee.
And while you do
Or
that, Dr.
Rodman.
Laura Ball, why don't you come forward?
I don't know. Is it Dennis
Dr.
Rodman?
Ball.
Fucking Rodman? Who is that? Come on, bruh. Seen the ear. Looked like it had pierced ears. I know. Stinkies in a couple minutes. 5 minutes and we'll feed you, okay? 5 minutes. I gotta feed Stinks in 5. He's going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Stop going crazy.
Dr. Laura Ball, president of our...
Man, here's another one. Guys, put it in the chat room. How many, and please try to be honest. Don't be like, oh, it's 69. How many people have they honored so far?
The opportunity.
It's
to say
got to
thank
be
you
10.
to
At least
the
10.
President, Mr. Krikorian, and all of the city council, to our pro tempore, mayor pro tem, and all of the councilmen
Think it's 10,
that are
Ally?
here. We have been 74
It's
years.
gotta be.
Did I do it wrong?
8,
We have
11,
been 74
8,
years
8,
long in a partnership
69,
with every mayor
thank you.
since Mayor Boran.
10
but
or
we've
more.
been 47
11 now.
years under Vassar D. Wright,
9,
celebrating Black history.
15.
She actually put Black history into the LA
You
Unified
dicks.
School
All you
District.
with 69.
First
You guys
starting
are a
with
bunch
adult
of
schools,
dicks.
and then the post-secondary schools.
Bastards.
We are under
Okay, never get a
assault
serious
with Black
answer out
history
of
in
you.
the country. We may think that we have it easy here in Los Angeles or in California, but we have issues of books that are being quietly leaving the libraries, people that are making decisions of which books can or cannot be kept within our libraries. So we have to stay ever vigilant about making sure that our young people have access to our libraries, whether they're digital or whether in person. So I encourage everyone to support their local libraries, whether digital or whether they are in person. We have to support the books. Charmaine talked about writing things down. You need to start writing down your stories so that those will be there forever, even if you put them digitally. But we want to thank you. I don't want to get on a soapbox.
You're smashing
I want to
SO?
just have the opportunity to say thank you to all of our sponsors, Los Angeles Urban League, Amazon, and all those that I can't name. But most important, I
So you
want to
named
say thank
Amazon.
you
Shout out
the
to
Department of
Bezos.
Cultural Affairs. They worked tirelessly to get this guide out for us. And they really are our heroes right now, because within this book, there is art from people from across the Southland that is incredible in this book. There are events that just run the gamut that will come from today through March 31st that cover all types of events. So there's something for everyone. So please, please share it. You can share it digitally. You can share it across the country. You can share it across the world because it's online. There will be hard copies later in the month, but you can share this digitally. And the graphic designer that put this together, it's a masculine task that they do. And I know they do it for other
Yeah, you know, again, Rich, well, they would never honor a white person who helped the black community.
You all should be so proud as a city.
They would never do that. Like all the Republicans that struck down the Jim Crow laws that were created by the Democrats. They would never honor them or their, their family members who may still, of course, be alive.
We need
That'll never happen.
that can come alongside of us. So please see us.
They told you history's being rewritten. They didn't fucking lie to you. They just told you. They just didn't tell you who's doing it. They alluded to the other side being the one doing it.
Most of you I know,
but they meant themselves.
From Los Angeles.
Having said that, I'm going to go feed the cat. I'll be right back.
Chair of the African American Heritage Month here in the city of Los Angeles.
You ready to eat?
As we enter,
I know you heard that.
American Heritage Month, we celebrate not only our past, but our present and our future. We pay tribute to those who came before us, great leaders like the first African American mayor in the city, Mayor Tom Bradley. To the present, our beloved mayor and first African American woman, Karen Bass. But this is also a message to our future, because somewhere out there watching this, learning about our history, is the next African American mayor or president or governor here from the city of Los Angeles is out there, and that is our future. So we celebrate this day and we say thank you to all. I want to compliment not only President Krikorian, but this entire body of the City Council. You are reflective of the diversity and fabulousness of this city. If you look around this City Council with our Asian brothers and sisters, our Latino brothers and sisters, our African American brothers and sisters, we celebrate this, our Armenian, our Jewish brothers and sisters. All of our community is represented here today. Our Indian sister, Nithya Raman, I thank you for all of your hard work in this community. So I thank you all for coming together to celebrate African American Heritage Month. Thank you. It is an honor and a privilege to be here today.
Remember our oratorical finals on February 24th. We invite you all to come out and see our wonderful young people that will be bringing their best for oratoricals, and take a look at our scholarships that we'll be doing later in the year. And I understand the artist that did the cultural guide is in the room. Miss Nina C., can you please stand up? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Ball. Mr. President, that concludes our presentation. There may be some
Thank you
members
very
on the
much.
queue that
We
care
do
to
have some
comment.
members on the queue, so I'd like to give an opportunity first to Councilmember Rodriguez, followed by Councilmember Soto Martinez.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, congratulations on another magnificent presentation that really celebrates what makes Los Angeles particularly special, and it's all of this rich and diverse history that we have. I want to first begin by thanking 74 years of this study club and the unsung heroes that keep this work alive. I'd like you all to please stand up and be recognized one more time, please, all the members. And I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge my compadre, who I know is always tirelessly working on this behind the scenes, Commissioner Mike Davis. We got to give Mike a shout out.
Sorry, guys. Had to go feed steaks.
I had the privilege of working alongside this man when I was on the Board of Public Works. And you want to talk about someone who dedicates every ounce of time outside of the day-to-day job to help whether it's a New Frontier, you name it, he is always working with so
Get
many
it, Ally.
wonderful leaders in our community, and I'm just truly grateful for all of you. But I want to acknowledge all the honorees today, and I want to take particular note of Dr. Elam. I'm a proud Occidental
Hour 10
College
minutes in,
alumnus.
still no work done. My God.
And I had the blessing of having an opportunity to attend Occidental College under the leadership of John Brooks Slaughter. And it
Thank-
was a remarkable time because when you
Hopefully
consider
John
the
Brooks
history of
Slaughter wasn't
Los
white.
Angeles, it historically,
God forbid.
in many academic institutions,
Going on a limb
you know,
saying he
for
wasn't.
Latinos, we didn't have HBCUs. And so when I look at the history of Occidental College and how it was founded, it took a John Brooks Slaughter to open up the doors to a native Angelino
Cash
Indian.
App? Oh.
And so I want to thank you, sir. I didn't have the privilege of having an opportunity to work and connect with you during your tenure and in service at
Thank you,
Oxy
Calamity
because of
Girl.
COVID,
Appreciate
because of all
you.
of the
Thank you,
circumstances of
thank
when
you.
Came on board. But you were
Hopefully
part
all
of
is
a
well
very
there.
important time of helping to sustain and resurge the commitment to
It's
diversity.
weird. It didn't give me the
momentum.
like the
And I wanna
text
thank you
message
for that.
alert.
Because if we don't fight to protect it, it will be swept out from under us. And I was
Usually
among
it does.
those that was the benefactor of that very difficult push to make sure that the campus was reflective of the
All right,
diversity
guys, time
of
for
this
round
city
3.
and this country. And to you, sir, I just want to say thank you. And you know, again, I used to also brag. I remember when President Obama, well,
You do a lot of
when,
bragging.
aspiring Senator Obama was recognized for his attendance at Oxy for those 2 first pivotal years of his academic journey.
Wow, you got an award for going to fucking school when you were supposed to.
But,
So tremendous.
But it was, you know, it's a remarkable campus, and to
Ah.
anyone who hasn't had an opportunity to visit what I think is the unrecognized jewel of that campus, please visit Oxy.
AKA the
But thank you, sir,
participation
for your
award.
Incredible leadership in your tenure at Oxy. We appreciate you.
Yes, this is the Panderverse,
Councilmember
Jennifer.
Silva Martinez.
And this is just what happens. They pander back and forth, and
First, thank all of my
this
colleagues
is them getting
for
their
putting
votes.
Presentation together, and for all the honorees that are here today. You know, Black History Month for me is it's very special.
got the
because
Black
I grew up in the
Fist
historical
pin
Black
on his
South Central,
shit
right
today.
on 46th and Central, right by the mosque, right by where the Black Panther Party had their first office, and I went to school in Watts, and so I connect myself a lot with the Black community. And I think this month is a really good moment to reflect on the way many of our leaders, the Black leaders, have fought to change this country. And we all know the greats. We know Malcolm X. We know Martin Luther King. But I encourage people to read about Huey Newton, Bayard Rustin, Fannie Lou Hamer, Marsha P.
Let me write 'em all
Johnson,
down
Ella
'cause I
Baker,
can't
Martin
remember
Lord,
them.
Frantz Fanon,
'Cause I don't
Bell
really
Hooks,
read about them.
Because the lessons are there. The lessons of how, thank you. The lessons are there of how to fight, how to collaborate, how to lead with community, and just try to make this world a little better because we know that white supremacy is in all parts of our country. It's in our zoning laws. It's in the way we police. It's in our housing. It's in so many ways. And so we're going to stomp that out. We have to look at the leadership that the Black community has done. And for the Latinos out there, you know, we're finding our activism, and I find the lessons of the civil rights, Reverend James Lawson, Lead with Love and Community. And so as we reflect on this month, we know that we can reflect today, but the work never stops. And yeah, very happy to be here and acknowledge the work that the Black community has done to make this world a little better. Thank you so much.
Yes, the civil rights had to happen. That whole time had to happen due to the tyranny of the fucking Democratic Party. But they won't tell you that, even though they're all Democrats in here.
The members of
And if
the
they
Our
vote
Author Study
Republican,
Club,
they're quite quiet about
my
it.
friend Mike Davis for once again bringing us a magnificent celebration of Black History Month. It was the Our Author Study Club that was responsible for creating the commemoration of Black History Month back in, Mr. Davis told me 1950.
Oh, we're on 3, John.
So since 1950, under Mayor Fletcher Bowron, that was the first time the city of Los Angeles commemorated African American heritage formally. And we're so grateful to all of you because this is truly one of the most joyous celebratory days that we have in City Council all year long, because we
Jesus.
can't talk about Los Angeles history without talking about Black history. Going back to the
Fucking cat
original
scared the shit out of me right
pobladores
now.
and the creation of this pueblo, when more than half of the 44 pobladores who started this town were of African descent. And since then, of course, the contributions that Black Americans have made in business, in the professions, in education, in the arts, in building community, and of course in public service as well. So many of our city employees who've done so much for the people of Los Angeles, and of course in the political arena as well, starting with the first Black council member in this chambers, Gilbert Lindsay, who was appointed to that position, who was appointed to replace the first Latino member of the City Council since 1881, when Ed Roybal was elected to the United States Congress, of course. And then in that same year, 1963, when Tom Bradley became the first elected member of this City Council as well. And then that is a long tradition that has, carried forward to our 3 members today who've brought this incredible celebration to us. So, Councilmember Hutt, Councilmember
he had to go
Price,
eat
Councilmember Harris,
or
Dawson,
inhale,
and of course to Mayor
rather.
Bass. We're very grateful to all of you.
We're
Thank you
very
all
grateful.
much for
That's
this very
right, Paul
special day.
Martin Krikorian, you
Give them all-
racist,
let's give the
pink-skinned Nazi
honorees
pig
and our members
motherfucker.
one
Thank you,
last
Mr.
round of
President.
applause.
Do you guys think? Put in the chat room, is Stacy watching Smoke and Scan on her phone, on mute? Yes or no?
All right, and as I think they're gathering for some pictures
Yes.
in the back, Mr.
Yes.
Clerk.
100. No.
Let's go ahead and run through the
Yes.
agenda, please.
Yes. Yup.
Yes, sir. First
Only
order of
one
business
no. Oh,
would be
2
to
no's so
approve the
far.
minutes
Straight
of
edge
January
says no.
31st, 2024.
Very good. Councilmember Price moves. Councilmember Soto Martinez
Everybody
seconds.
else says
Next.
yes.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Councilmember Hutt moves. Councilmember Yaroslavsky seconds. Next.
Remember, it's Name That Tune, guys. I'm gonna
Items 1 through 12
first to
are
figure
items
out
for
what
which
she's
public
singing.
hearings have
Throw
been
it in the
held.
chat.
Items 13
You're the
through
winner.
18 are items for which public hearings have not been held. 10 votes are required for consideration.
Wait, where's Grode? I need that
Very good.
hair.
Without objection, members, those items are now before us. Do any members have any items that you'd like to call special? Councilmember Hernandez.
I missed the pumpkin.
President, I would like to call item 19 special for comments and 18 special
Holy
for a
shit,
separate
that
vote,
wasn't
please.
the blouse, babe.
19 and
19 and 18.
That's not the
okay,
blouse.
very good.
Thank you.
Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
I'd like to call item 12 for comment.
Very good, thank you. Councilmember De Leon.
A friendly substitute motion for item number 15, which has been.
All these
agreed
people
upon.
sidebarring.
Number 15?
Yes.
Can
I
hear
think
it back there.
Andrew is out there screaming and yelling.
Yes, and
Yeah, it's right
so is the city attorney, does the city attorney have the substitute motion?
I do, but before we begin, Mr. Gravener, I have heard
Oh, there
you
he is.
multiple times
Shit,
during
yeah.
this meeting yell out, including during the presentations. So consider this your first and only formal warning. Do not disrupt this meeting.
That's
I would like also to ask our guests.
Ums are
we're
getting in trouble.
delighted to have you here, but
But
if-
shut the
as
fuck
you're
up and
exiting
leave.
the chambers, if you could please try to keep the conversations down so we can continue with our work.
Can you just shut the fuck up when you're leaving, guests that we just honored? Look how loud it is. You might want to give it a minute, Bob. Or Paul. Fucking Paul Krikorian.
The fuck happened, Paul? You pink-skinned bitch? What happened?
Oh, god damn. And I just need to take
All
this
right,
quick
let's go
second to
ahead
say,
and read in the, substitute
Jason,
motion,
you are the
please,
most
Mr.
famous Smoke and Scan
Mr. President, the-
And again,
follower,
to
I
the
think,
members
my
of the
man. You
public,
went viral
we
on
are
the radio
conducting
out here.
business now, so I'd like to
Yeah,
ask
yeah,
that we
Jason.
keep
People are
order
listening
in
because
the
of you.
chambers
Shout out to
and
you,
keep the
Jason.
conversations down.
Big ups to my
so that
bro,
we
Jason,
can
man.
Hear each other work here.
And of course, Brock.
Mr.
Brock's
City
put in
Attorney.
so much work.
So the
Shout out to
substitute
Brock as
motion
well.
reads,
But
I move
they chose
item number
Jason and
15
put him live on the
today's
radio.
council
The law
agenda
enforcement
be
type of
amended to
guy
authorize the
who is
Department of
hired
General
by
Services
people
to prepare
to
and
stop
execute
these bad
any
individuals.
documents or agreements needed.
I hit him up and
to
said, "You
enter
gotta
into
listen to
an
Brock,
early parking
too.
agreement
He's great."
with the lessor in order to provide parking for staff who will occupy temporary office space while improvements are made to the leased space with the following terms. 1. The agreement will include 601 parking stalls at World Trade Center located at 350 South
Parking stalls
Figueroa
what?
Street,
Oh!
Los Angeles, California,
Located where?
90071, at a rate of $110 per month.
It's their DEI sound guy.
Inclusive of taxes. 2. Card activation fees that shall not exceed $10. 3. That this agreement shall be effective February 5th, 2024. And 4. This license agreement may be terminated upon 30 days' notice should the related lease negotiations for office space at 555 West 5th Street be terminated.
Okay. Stay down.
And that was seconded by me, I think.
By me,
Yes,
I think.
so I'll second it.
I can't even remember.
All right. Any other specials, members?
Middle name Joe.
And just for the sake of the clarity of the record, item 19, which was called special by Councilmember Hernandez, is on the special agenda. Any other specials, members?
What's up, Allison?
Okay. Seeing none, what's available now for us to vote on?
The council may now vote on items 1 through 11.
All right, members, those items are now before us. I see no members wishing to be heard, so let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
13 ayes.
All right, let's go next to item number 12, which was called special by Councilmember Yaroslavsky for comments.
Thank you, Council President. Colleagues,
You sound
I
sick.
wanna
Why are
just
you there?
Thank the Bureau of Engineering for
Time
bringing
for?
us to this
Round
point
4.
of putting together an application to the state for the LA River Fish Habitat Pilot Project. The project is going to test designs for how we can restore low-flow riparian habitat along the LA River. If this grant is awarded, the project will create a quarter-mile-long feature in the bed of the LA River, just downstream.
LA River's a
of Gates
toilet
Bridge.
for the homeless.
I'm excited to see what we can learn by dipping
I love
into
you,
the
filthy
overflow and
hobo.
restoring the LA River for fish habitat. I'm also looking forward to learning more on how our bigger picture water goals can coexist with our LA River restoration and habitat goals. And I'm eager to see how the ongoing and expanding levels of collaboration between city departments to make that a reality, including conversations between DWP and the Bureau of Engineering. I plan to bring this project back to E&E to talk through how projects like this fit within our local water supply goals as well. So this is just the beginning of the conversation. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Lee.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Yaroslavsky, if we can add a friendly amendment just to instruct Bureau of Engineering to continue working with LADWP on potential impacts to the city's water supply as it pertains to this project.
The motion already includes them in the conversation, but I accept it because it doesn't change anything. Thank you.
Very good. All right. Is there any other discussion on this item? Seeing none, on item 12, we can go ahead and open the roll as amended. Close the roll and tabulate the
Where
votes.
you're at, Willie? Wow, it's a lot.
13 ayes.
Hopefully your storm drains are all cleaned out. That's going
All
to
right,
cause flooding
we'll
for
go
sure.
next to the public comment portion of
Here
our
we go.
meeting. Mr. Clerk, Mr. City
Well,
Attorney.
agenda
please review the
items,
instructions.
public comment.
As indicated on the agenda, members of the public wishing to offer public comment should call 669.
If you guys want to call in, there's the number.
And use meeting ID number 160535.
There's the number, 669 254 5252.
Again when prompted for participant ID. Once admitted into the meeting, press *9 to request to speak. When it is your turn to speak, an automated Zoom voice will ask you to press *6 to unmute. Let me repeat, call 669-254-5252 and use meeting ID number 160535-8466 and then press #. Then press # again when prompted for participant ID. Once admitted into the meeting, press *9 to request to speak. When it is your turn to speak, an automated Zoom voice will ask you to press *6 to unmute.
To people providing public comment, when it is your turn to speak, either at the podium or on the phone, please state which of the agenda items you would like to speak to. You will have 1 minute per item, up to 3 minutes total, for the items open for public comment. We will tell you when your time is up. When speaking on the agenda items, you must be on topic. Our goal is to get through as many speakers as we can. If you are not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you are speaking on topic, you will get one brief warning from me or the president. At that point, you need to get immediately and clearly on topic. If you do not do so, or if you again stray off topic, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time and we will move on to the next speaker. The items open for public comment are items 13 through 18. So again, we are taking public comment on items 13 through 18 right now only. Items 19 and 20 are a part
Thanks
of
for
the
posting
special
that, Ali.
meeting.
Appreciate you.
So that
There
will be
you
a
go, guys,
separate
for the ones who wanna
public
call in
comment
there.
period during the special meeting.
I should be doing
Members
that in
of
the other
public
one.
may also speak for up to 1 minute for general public comment, which will be held at the end of this meeting. During general public comment, members of the public may speak to any of the other items or anything else in the city's subject matter jurisdiction. For members of the public calling in, when it is your turn to speak, an automated message from Zoom will prompt you to press *6 to unmute yourself. If you do not do so, council staff will prompt you once more. At that point, you need to immediately unmute yourself, or, unfortunately, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time and we will have to move on to the next caller. Finally, because of a brief time delay between the live meeting and the broadcast, 2 things are important. First, while you're waiting for your turn to speak on the phone, please keep an ear to the phone so you know in real time when it is your turn to press *6 to unmute. Second, if you're listening to this meeting on another device, please turn down the volume on that device immediately when it is your turn to speak. Between feedback and the time delay, it will cause a great deal of confusion if you continue to listen on another device. Thank you.
All right. So I'm going to call a number of names of speakers here in the council chambers. As I call your name, please make your way to the left-hand side of the chambers. You do not need to speak in the order that I call you, but please don't line up until I do call your name. So we're going to start with Candido,
50
Susan
guns.
Roca, Arnold Sachs,
Oh, shit,
Andrew
yeah.
Graebner.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Critical Truth Bay.
Oh, Dr. Critical
Stacy
Truth
Cigar
Bay.
Bollinger.
Oh, let's get it, Stace.
Did I say Andrew Graebner? Okay, Andrew Graebner and Marcel
There's the call-in
Farmer
number, guys,
and
from the
Sandra
other
Burgess.
other chat rooms there. Like Allie put up.
morning.
She
Which
put it up
item
in
would
the
you
other
like to speak
chat.
to?
All right. 13.
If you guys want to call in.
14.
Oh, man. Over under 20.
16,
Over under 20. Hurry.
17, 18.
So you
and I need my general comment. If
So
you're
you
going to
have 3
enforce
minutes. So, Mr. Graebner, you have 3 minutes for the items. Please begin.
All right. So let's start off with item 13, I think it was. The 13 is a street banner campaign for the Tarzana Neighborhood Council. It'd be nice if you'd actually listen to. I mean, neighborhood councils are kind of the opposite extreme. Sometimes you have good things, sometimes you have absolutely terrible things. Maybe you should listen to the good things, and you know. So let's do that. We have community beautification services in CD4. Let's see. We have
20 is the over-under.
16. That's a street banner campaign for the tourism,
Tourism.
travel association, thing. Maybe if you want to get tourism to the city, maybe get rid of the known racist on the council. Let's see. We have item 17. Speaking of that, a motion from Kevin De Leon and Nuri's proxy Imelda Padilla for a pedestrian hybrid beacon in CD14. Now, some of you may be curious about Kevin's actual record when it comes to pedestrian safety. You know, Kevin's done these sweeps in Tarimi Plaza, and he makes unhoused people cross a busy street, carrying all their stuff, putting them in danger, putting pedestrians in danger, the unhoused people being the pedestrians. So it looks like Kevin doesn't actually care as much about pedestrian safety as it sounds like, if he's forcing unhoused people to cross the busy street, without closing the street, without doing anything to help protect the unhoused people crossing the street. So that's Kevin's actual record on pedestrian safety, in case any of you were curious. Which I know most of you aren't, because you're all cowards or racists and love Kevin De Leon. We have item 18, vehicle recycling from Kevin De Leon and City Staffer B. I'm noticing, why isn't anyone here?
Well, we went up and opted.
But yeah, so vote no on anything Kevin De Leon introduces. Kevin shouldn't have anything on the council, and you're doing your virtue signaling for Black History Month, so maybe you should act on that a little bit and not vote for Kevin De Leon's motions. But you're not going to do that because you're putting on a show, and meanwhile, secretly illegally banning black women downstairs. So, yeah. If you're going to enforce part of Council Rule 7, the part that you have has to apply to you, too.
Speaker, your time is
Shout out to
general comment.
Thanks very much.
Shout out to Andrew Graber. 24 ums in just 3 minutes of time. 24 ums. That's 8 every minute, right?
Which items would you like to speak to?
I just want to make a general comment, sir.
So, actually, we're not taking general public
One
comment
every
at
8
this time.
seconds
This is
or
for
some
comment
shit.
on the items only.
So
if you would like
Oh,
to
it's
wait,
hysterical.
general
I
public comment
fucking
will be at
love
the
it.
end of this meeting.
Oh, man.
Okay, not a problem.
Like
Thank you.
He started off pretty clean. Like he didn't have any for the first 10, 15 seconds. And then all of a sudden, oh, here we go. Stacey Segar, Bollinger, 19-time Grammy Award winner.
All items, please.
Okay,
I
so you
will
have
just
3 minutes for the
note, as a point of information, you guys still have public testimony of non-agenda items at the top of the agenda. So just something to consider. Maybe put it at the end of the agenda if that's where you actually want it. Okay, I guess we'll start with 13. Street banners. That's stupid. We shouldn't do that. It's a waste of money. 14. Funding for beautification services in District 4. That's a nice sounding motion. We like for things to be beautiful. This is a motion for $270,000, and that's a big chunk of change. I serve on a neighborhood council, just so everyone's aware. Nothing I say is representing them, only myself. But I will say, serving on a neighborhood council, when we propose funding items, we have to account for literally every penny. So, if we want to beautify something, we have to specify what that is and what the expenditures will be. So it's always odd to me to see motions for $270,000, these huge amounts, but then it's just vague language for beautification services. Any other agency or organization, along with the Los Angeles Conservation Corps, for the above purposes. So it's just like, we're gonna spend this much making it pretty, and that means so many different things to so many people. So it would be cool if the president wouldn't entertain funding motions with such a vague language. You have the power to say no, make this more specific. 15, we're gonna amend something that took place already, cool. 16, street banners, that's dumb, let's just save our money. 17, De Leon and Padilla want to do a pedestrian hybrid for safety. I love pedestrian safety, but I don't like how this council body has enabled racist Kevin De Leon to rewrite his legacy of racism with motions like this. And today someone was up here saying
there's only
that
3 of
this
them even
council
sitting
body
here.
has not been part of
And none of them are paying
inequities
attention.
for non-white communities, and that gave me a really good laugh considering Kevin is still here presenting motions. Also with Staffer B, $150,000 from general city purposes to go where? To the LAPD. To do what? Whatever the fuck they want. Because it says in the motion that they can make corrections, clarifications, changes orally or electronically by any other means. So we have a racist today giving a racist, corrupt, gang member-ridden organization a bunch of money. Happy Black History Month, cool. I can't stay for general because I gotta get to work, but as always, shout out to Smoke and Scan. Brock Landers, reach out to me, let's schedule an interview.
Let's go. 19-time Grammy Award winner, Smoke and Scan has taken over. Mr. Sachs, everybody, viewer discretion is advised.
Would you like to speak to?
Good morning, Mr. City Attorney. I'd like to speak to 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17.
Okay, so you have
Public
3
comment will be
minutes.
taken later.
Correct. So you have 3 minutes for the items right now. Please begin.
Okay, Tarzana, they're going to be putting on a street banner program. So I wonder if they're going to use those fathead posters for the street banners. They'd be uplifting. A fathead poster announcing the celebration of Tarzana. By the way, did you know the history of Tarzana? It was named Tarzana after the film Tarzan and the Ape Man. I don't know why they don't celebrate the ape that was in that film, Cheetah, C-H-E-E-T-A. That was a very important actor in that film.
So, Mr. Sachs, I'm going to ask that you bring it back to the item, please.
I'm talking about Tarzana, the fathead posters. They should use a poster for the city of Tarzan showing Tarzan, who was Ron Ely. Wasn't it Ron Ely? Who played Tarzan, the first Tarzan? And Cheetah was the chimp, and Jane was an also ran.
So, Mr. Sachs, you've exhausted
Shout out to
your time
Jane.
on that.
Okay,
Please
so
move on to another item.
AB 1290 refers to an assembly bill, but there are no Senate bills. I do remember there was a retirement ceremony right here in City Council for a the guy who ran the Senate floor. He was African American, and I don't know why they didn't celebrate Michael Hunt, the only African American who was dressed up in a KKK Grand Wizard
Mr.
outfit.
Sachs, this is your
So
final
anyway,
warning.
we're back
Please
to-
stick to the agenda item.
I'm saying on AB 1290 is the assembly bill, but there are Senate bills. And there was a retirement ceremony for the guy who ran the Senate floor. So I'm just explaining.
Need a Tarzan
15
drop?
refers to the World Trade Center. And I'm wondering if that's referring to the World Trade Center that was blown up by terrorists in New York City back in 2001, when America was attacked by terrorist organizations. And who knows who they are? But you know what? There's been a revolution. Number 16 refers to the
I know that. I know
the
that, Joe.
Convention Center dome. Again, another street banner. Should they use those fathead posters? It's laser-like focus. You need to have laser-like focus. You need to have an epic presentation, more robust presentation, uplifting, make everybody stand up. And then 17 refers to the Los Angeles Department of Transportation. But you don't have LADOT. You have LaDOT. You have LaDOT Transit on the dash buses. By the way, they're the dirtiest buses, the dirtiest area in the whole country. We're really on the move. Thank you. Oh, and vehicle recycling.
Next speaker,
Is it
please.
recycling
Thank
or
you, Mr. Sachs. Please have a seat. Next speaker, please.
Oh, he's my spirit animal. I want to be here when I grow up.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
All available items.
Oh, Dr.
So you have
Truth,
3 minutes for
Critical
the
Truth
items.
May.
Begin.
All right, so you transferring $150,000, CD14, hi Kevin, to the police fund, 3-hour presentation. But when you leave those seats, do you apply for the funding? Did you respond to the funding that we applied for? $150,000 to Skid Row services would be more applied, right? So while you're eating, I know it's very important to eat, I am very serious about Black History Month. The symbolism, politics, is not going to work. So we're asking that the fund that you're transferring to police to try to transfer to community services, harm reduction that doesn't include meth and fentanyl pipes handed out to homeless citizens, giving them resources as needed.
Round 5, guys.
I haven't been here
And
a while because I'm tired of looking at your poverty pimping faces, to be quite honest with you. And I'm on 18, so
Poverty
I'm going to
pimping.
close because I'm going to wait for public comment. But I'm going to ask the funding from CD8 and CV14 that we request for Black History Month to actually fund it, and not have Capri Maddox give us a doggone Shonipo here.
Shonipo?
We appreciate that. Happy Black History Month.
Thank you.
Shout out to the
As our
poverty
next speaker's
pimps.
coming
Had not been for the Lord, I wouldn't have not had another bitch come into my life. Not another. Nobody say that now, nothing like you say that now, nothing.
Agenda items on the regular meeting. The special meeting will come after we're done with the votes in this meeting. Candido.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
50 guns.
1-881. I thank you for the opportunity to speak.
And which
to
items would you like to speak to?
Savannah and District 12, I want to thank you for helping us get the bags for the seniors.
Better give me
I
that
would
duck
to
sauce
speak
your mama
on
owe me.
13, 14, sir, and 20, and public comment, sir.
So item 20 is not open for public comment now because we are not in the special meeting. So you have 2 minutes for the other items. Please begin.
And how about general public comment? Don't start.
General public comment is at the end of this meeting. So
Wonderful,
you have
sir.
2
Thank
minutes
you.
for the items.
Item 13 is about the banners, Tarzana, all about that. But I hope the neighborhood council would look at the streets.
Yeah, rest in
There's
peace
been
to
so
Carl
much change
Withers.
there, and I'd hope that they would concentrate on helping clean the
Sad.
streets rather than putting up banners. Banners are good, but
It was Dylan.
again, I think the communities would
Dylan in The
appreciate
Predator.
more,
It's a great role.
having their streets clean. Now let's
He's
go
a
on
great
to 13,
actor,
the
Carl
beautification.
Withers.
I believe in beautification from 1980 to 2013, graffiti removal, etc. But Mr. President, I want to
Action
bring
Jackson.
to your attention. I've been here since 89. But look at that. Look at whatever this area is called.
Yeah, he just
outside
passed
here,
away. They
that
just-
used to be like
they
a
just
beautiful
put the,
garden.
thing on the
People
phone,
come
got a
from
text
all over the
on my
world
phone.
to see this hall, and that's the first thing you look at when you step into the halls is that ugly area out there. Please, I ask, as your time is short, that the one thing that you do is make sure that that garden area is beautified, so the people who come from all over the world to see us realize that we're a great city. Thank you, sir. Wait, I got 2 minutes, 3 minutes, right? That's it. I'll give you back for public comment and item 20.
Thank you very much.
And item
Next
20,
speaker,
you
please.
speak about item 20 now. Or maybe they're only making them let them speak on the item during general public comment. Could be that.
Number 13, Council.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak
Drago
to?
just
I'm
said
sorry,
it to you.
I couldn't hear because
Asked and answered, 13.
13. So you have 1 minute for the item. Please begin.
Thank you very much. What they should also publicize is Mr. Konkorian with Internal Affairs in the State Bar regarding Mr. Fauble and you, Counselor. He
That has
likes
nothing to do with Tarzana banners. Speak
Oh,
to
yeah,
the
you
agenda
don't want
or
to say
have a
what you're
seat.
doing to them and ratting them out and hurting them?
Speak to the agenda or have a seat.
I'll see, but you should, I'll make sure they get
Okay,
a copy.
thank you very much.
asshole.
Next speaker, please.
Called him an asshole. Don't worry. I'll make sure you get a copy, asshole. Here we go, Spindler. Viewer discretion is
Morning,
advised.
you Armenian terrorist.
Which
All
items?
items.
Speak to the
agenda items or sit down.
You have 3 minutes for the items. Please begin.
Thank you, pumpkin asshole. So we have item number 3, Bourbon Blood's favorite neighborhood council, Tarzana. Yes, we're going to put up banners to encourage people not to go. Oh, let's give them a hand for that. Oh, yeah, I didn't know that. Yes, hold on here. Yes, neighborhood councils are a waste of goddamn fucking time. And then, of course, number 14, Too Much, Too Little, Too Late, by Nithya Ramen Noodle. Ethan Weaver for city council. But she's pouring money in by the hundreds of thousands of dollars. I wish Tracy Park would take the lead, what Ramen's doing. Pouring all that money in there, yes. Finally, we're going to get some city services to get rid of the drug needles and the homeless criminals off of Van Nuys Boulevard over there on Burbank Boulevard. But you should have been doing that years ago. Yes, while I was at home recovering from your fake pandemic. And then, of course, number 15, Yes, look at that, Kevin. 600 spaces and not giving Goat Puppet one single free parking space and Mr. Herman a free one. Why don't you give those parking spaces to people that attend these meetings? And then they can come here and then they can validate. Imagine free parking to come here to face the Armenian terrorists that we're facing here. We face the demon and we have to pay for that? No, we should be getting free parking. Right? Yep, right there, Unisys. How about it? Free parking for council visitors. What do you say?
No, I'm a communist.
Oh, okay, I thought so. And then we get to number 16. Tourism Department. Fuck the tourism department. Stay away from downtown Los Angeles, especially over by Crypto.com Arena. They're tagging all the buildings. It's dangerous. Don't go there. Go to Fort Lauderdale. That's a nicer place. And then number 17, the pedestrian hybrid for Kevin for $175,000. Fuck that project, Kevin. Put it in downtown and remove the homeless criminals out of the area, like Little Tokyo. And then 7, another Kevin motion by Staffer B. John Lee the Demon. $150,000 for the police fund. Laundering money. So let's sing the song. I launder money, and I want to get reelected. Yes, but it won't happen, will it? No.
All right, we're going to go next to the phones for agenda item speakers on the regular agenda, please.
That's too funny.
First caller.
Caller, which items would you like to speak on?
Good afternoon. There's Emergence. This is Brock Landers, Los Angeles Private Investigators. What items are open?
So the items that are currently open
Shit,
for
Chad.
public comment
Brock got in,
are
baby.
13 through 18.
Get it, Brock. Say, what's up, nerds and virgins?
Okay. Let's go with all open items, I guess.
So you have 3 minutes for the items. Please
Brock.
begin. 18 on upgrading the cop cars. I think if we could upgrade some of the cop cars with net guns and cool shit like that, it's hard to imagine smoke and scan getting any cooler. But if we could see a criminal getting taken down by a net gun from a cop car, I think that would do it. That would be almost as cool as when I figured out how to undo Misty Winter's beard by squeezing her, or undo her bra by squeezing her.
Okay, you're not speaking to the agenda item. Get to the agenda or you'll be cut off.
Hey, you can just call me Daddy and say please, you little
Okay,
prick.
you're done.
That is correct.
You're done. You're done. You're done. Next caller, please.
For
You're
what?
done.
You little douchebag.
Next caller, please.
Got the whole little douchebag in there. Shout out to Brock, man. Love you, Brock.
Let's go to the next caller.
Caller, which items would you like to speak on?
See, the sound man's not even listening to what's going on. He should have cut him there. And
Caller with the last 4 digits 1991. Please press *6 to unmute.
Caller, this is your last opportunity to speak. Please press *6 to unmute, or we will move on to the next caller.
fucking love him, dude. Brock's awesome, dude.
Next caller.
Shout out to Brock.
A law enforcement type of guy.
Caller, which items would you like to speak on?
Yeah, Brock was on fire. I think some of my energy rubbed off.
Jason, I'm a smoking scan viewer.
Yes, and which items would you like to speak to?
Which items are available there, sir?
The items that are available for public comment are 13 through 18.
Let me get 16 then, if you would, please, brother.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for item 16. Please begin.
All right, cool. Thank you there, brother. And just so we have the proper understanding there, I just want to make sure that, Paul Kokorin is not allowed to call me a nigger because it's Black History
So,
Month there,
caller,
right?
this is not
So
item
we're not gonna have that
16.
problem?
Item 16 it deals with Los Angeles Tourism and Convention Board and is a
And that's
street
not
banner
about Paul
program.
Kokorin calling me a nigger, is it?
So again, caller, you are off topic, so we're going to move on to the next caller.
Fucking Jason.
Caller, which items would you like to speak on?
Paul's getting it today. He's getting body slammed.
This is Shelly, babe.
calling, Smoke and Scan.
So,
Famous the
which,
man.
good afternoon. Which items would you like to speak to?
All communist or pig items.
So you have 3 minutes for the items. Please
Shelly
begin.
Babes. There's 3.
All your spending is bullshit.
Well, that's 4.
Just to justify your communist job. You think that you're elitist, but really you're way down the totem
So,
pole.
caller, I need you to
They're gonna
identify which
switch
item
you.
you're speaking to. I cannot tell which item you're speaking to.
Spending on your communist banners to promote communists to move into the neighborhood. You sick pieces of shit, race-baiting communist war pigs. Nothing gets solved because you wouldn't have a job if it did.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Oh, thank you. That's 4, by the way. Shelly Babes, Jason, Brock, and
Speaker,
Stacy.
Which items would you like to speak on?
Let's get it.
Yeah, hi. All items.
Daniel
in general
Gus.
Public comment, please.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items.
General later.
Please begin.
I'm sorry, how many minutes?
You have 3
Okay,
minutes
great.
for the items. Go ahead and start as time went over.
Get
You have
'em,
3 minutes
Daniel.
For the items,
Okay.
that's items 13 through 18.
Great, got it. Item 14. By the way, this is for identification purposes only. DanielGus.substack.com. I'll be on 790 KABC talking about some of this stuff at 1:30 today on 790 KABC with John Phillips.
Speak to
Item
the agenda,
14,
Mr.
for
Gus.
example. Well, I am. That's for identification purposes only. I will be speaking on 790 KABC, perhaps about item 14. This is a very cynical item where Ms. Rahman is in peril of losing her job like her predecessor did after one term. And so all of a sudden, after diarrhea and human brains and other body matter splattered all throughout the corpse-laden Council District 4, just before the primary, hundreds of thousands of dollars for community beautification services in Council District 4. All of a sudden, 6 weeks before the primary, I might be speaking about this item on 790 KABC
Well, what's up,
at
Adam?
1:30 p.m.
Didn't see you in here.
Moving on to the next item, item number 16. I might be speaking about this at 1:30 on 790 KABC with John Phillips. Tourism. Are you kidding me? Have you guys done any sort of study as to the effectiveness of these street banner programs when you guys have basically treated the city's streets like a wretched, infected toilet bowl? And street banners for tourism? I can't imagine anybody coming to Los Angeles based on a street banner. And by the way, if you have street banners up, what good is that for tourism if the people who you want to bring to Los Angeles and the conventions that you want to bring to Los Angeles can't see the street banners? This makes less sense than any other street banner program. I might be speaking about this item on 790 KABC. Let's see. What else? Item number 18. You know what? Mr. DeLeon's doing the right thing, using these funds for vehicle recycling services. But what's not clear to me is whether this is for recycling police vehicles or vehicles that people are living in, possibly illegally, on the streets of CD14. But once again, it appears that Mr. DeLeon is doing the things that are expected of a council member. And it looks like he's going to get reelected pretty handily as far as I can tell. And I might be speaking about this on 790 KABC with John Phillips at 1:30. I'll be back for the special agenda and the
Okay.
general public comment.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
Yeah, shout out to the John Phillips
Speaker,
show. Shout out to
which
Randy
items would you
Wang,
like to speak
John
on?
Phillips. They're making Jason famous.
Thank you. It's Eric Previn. I'd like to speak on the
Love
available
Eric
items
Previn.
as well as the general public comment.
So you have 3 minutes for the items. That
Tongue
would be
lash him,
items 13
Eric.
through 18. Please begin.
Okay. Well, thank you. Neighborhood councils are so important. They run the communities, and this one's in Tarzana, home to Schaffer. Some of us will remember old Schaffer. He works very closely with the city of Ford, former LAPD guy. And he comes and fixes the election. Once it's fixed, he stuffs in the old timer to run the show so that the new people can't actually get control. He does a very, very good job. And Fauble will be getting back with the CPRA about the North Hollywood Neighborhood Council change of
Mr.
venue.
Previn, that is not on today's agenda, so please stick to the agenda items.
14,
Shout out to
item
you,
14
Toilet.
is LA Conservation Corps growth. And I know that I read my article about LA Conservation Corps, which this item is about. It's community beautification. It's not a bad, Mickey Cantor. They bring in some youth. They roll out the money. It's $270,000. So that's not bad, I would say. And it's interesting that Raman is doing it now as she's being elected, because they do meddle and muddle in that space. And I didn't like it because when I was a Democrat environmentalist, I'm still a Democrat environmentalist, they wouldn't even hear from me because they only wanted to hear from the bad guys who were already giving them this kind of money to keep it out of play. And, it is green. I do appreciate the work that they're doing here, but I want to be very, very clear, as I noticed the Prop K materials are circulating in the other room. We're not going to be building a giant building in a green open space in Studio City, Mr. Rahman. And just because Paul Krikorian put it on the rails with Brad Sherman and a bunch of crooks, it's not going to happen, okay? We don't want, that is not green. It is not green to build up into the last remaining pieces of open space. The letdown already, and by the way, Harvard-Westlake lost to Chaminade in overtime by 2 points last night. So this is now, the curse is in place.
So, Mr. Previn, I can't tell which item you're speaking to.
Yeah, I'll go into 15, the early parking agreement. I've heard about early negotiating agreements, but I'd never really heard about an early parking agreement. And when I looked closely at it, my nose started to twitch a little bit. I thought, wait a minute. So they're working on a lease, but they need to park in the interim, right, De Leon? You may want to adjust your hat for this. But who are you giving the $75,000 in just gratuitous parking money to? Turns out it's Jameson Group. Those are the people who look it up. Okay, they have contracts up to yin yang. The CEO sits on every commission, and the ethics commission just can't notice any of these things because they're too busy with their heads upstairs on the top floor. They have a very good spot. Let's go to 16 so you don't catch up to me. That's the content. The question, I guess, is what is the content of the Great Street Banner program? These street banners don't do very much. I don't think anybody... they keep a few people employed, I will say that, and I don't think they do a terrible job of putting them up. It's a misapplication of public money. Nobody wants this except for the crooks. Now, 17, you've got pedestrian hybrid beacons.
Right, so your time has expired. Next caller.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak on?
All available, please.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items. That's items 13.
She sounds like she's 16.
Please begin.
Thank you. Hi, this is Ruth. For the Council District 4 item, the $270,000 for beautification, I wish it was itemized. There's
Fireflies? I'm sure I did.
Ventura and the river. And
thank you for the
they
dono.
have been out since 2019.
What name was it
tried
under?
To get them repaired. Saw a line item on that included those.
Baby
and
Ruth?
Hopefully
That's it.
replacing them with solar.
What happened?
Because then the copper wouldn't get stolen this time.
She dropped her
And they
phone?
could actually work at illuminating an area which has had some high crime since lights have been out there, some murders. I am curious if the Conservation Corps is using community service labor.
Caller, it's a little hard to hear you. If you could speak up, that would be helpful. Thank you.
I'm sorry, with helicopters.
There's some helicopters.
So, the other item I want to speak on is Council District 14, the vehicle recycling.
You're still there? Now we can't hear you at all.
It's the helicopter's taking her.
You can't hear me at all?
Okay, now we can hear you again.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Please
sorry,
continue.
there was a helicopter
Hysterical.
going by. I'm outside.
seeing helicopters?
So, yeah, Council District 14, vehicle recycling. This is not a good agenda item, and this should not be passed. Giving LAPD people's personal vehicles is not good. People should be able to keep their vehicles, and they should not be towed away by LAPD. And they're not really recycled. Recycling them would be fixing them and keeping them in the possession of their owners or other owners that are members of the public. The LAPD is not going to recycle them. They're going to destroy them. shred them and sell them for scraps. Like, this isn't actually good for the environment, and this isn't actually good for the community or people. It's only good for LAPD. I don't know why we can find spaces in LAPD garages for them to keep towing vehicles to, but we can't find legal parking spaces for people to actually just park in legally. That doesn't make any sense. Like, why can't we allocate spaces for public parking legally instead of spaces in LAPD garages?
So, caller, you've used your 1 minute on item 18. Please move on to another item.
Just sadly, they don't care about anybody, Allie.
Thank you.
Especially somebody who can't vote in that sense.
You heard me. But I was wondering if the civilian or the LA Conservation Corps, if they're using community service hours for diversion, like through the courts. Like, basically, are these people
I agree,
working
Devo.
for a salary, or are they
Caller, your time has expired. Next caller.
That's why I say all the time, all the money you're giving to these homeless people that you're not even
Speaker,
giving
which
to, now
items
you're
would
giving
you
it
like
to
to speak on?
illegal aliens. You give it to the youth. So
Morning,
bolster
Greg.
their
How you
education.
doing? Good morning. Which item would you like to speak to?
Round 6.
Rob Kwan, I'd like to speak on 13, 17, and 18.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items. Please begin.
That's
Item
my point,
13,
Dev. Just
this
right
is,
there.
of
Work
course,
together.
The Tarzana Street Banner
Past is
program,
the
and I
past.
just want to say shout out to Smoke and Scan. I think they are far more effective than a street banner program. I don't know if you know, but their live streams of these meetings actually get thousands and thousands and thousands of views and put Holly's stream to shame. I find Mr. Landers to be a very poor ambassador, and they might be a bit right-wing for my taste, but they understand how horrible the snake pit is and are spreading civic education across City Hall and your dumpster fire across this country. So it's just beautiful. For item number 17, this is a De Leon Padilla motion, and I just want to note, as to this motion, we need to buy the clerk some new stamps. I don't know if you saw, but they hit this motion 3 times, and it's just completely illegible. I would bet one fraction of a second of LAPD spending could cover buying them a whole new set of stamps in perpetuity. For item, before I move on, I just want to say, Councilmember Padilla, wherever you are, it's sad to see you buddying up with Kevin here. Expect better, but, Marissa was far worse. For item 18, De Leon and Lee. John Lee doing what he does best, and really the only fucking thing he does other than sit there silently cowering, and that is shoveling money to LAPD. And it shouldn't be lost on anybody that right now, the Youth Protective League is funding a $364,000 field campaign to get him reelected. All of you around the horseshoe, wouldn't it be nice to get a $364,000 field campaign? We're over a month from Election Day. It's absolutely disgusting. Look forward to seeing a few of you vote no on this, maybe. Wish it were more. I'll use my time.
Shout out to Rob Kwan. Rob Kwan, thank you so much for the shout out.
Speaker, which items would you
I
like
like
to
it.
speak on?
I like his fire, his balls, his backbone. Shit, yeah, got spine.
Yes, I'd like to speak on 13,
I like that.
14, 17,
He's got cojones.
and then your special election later.
So you have 3 minutes.
Thank
for
you
the
so
items,
much
and
for
that would be
another
items
one,
that you
Calamity
listed.
Girl.
Go
Thank
ahead.
you.
Okay, number 13. Always, we got a lot of situations going on here. You guys are robbing the public in plain sight. Those banners you keep printing, you maybe go with a digital platform. You guys keep putting these banners up. They cost money to put them up. They cost money to print them. Use a recycling center situation where you can do a digital thing and just change what the verbiage is on those things.
What's up, Fight?
Come to the future. You keep spending money on time recycling when those things could be up there as public awareness, TVs, cameras, whatever you want. Come to the new age. 14, or excuse me, let's go to 14.
Yes, go ahead.
On number 14, 14. It gets old when we keep seeing everyone talk about doing this work. You guys just proposed to remove $283 million. $283 million. So how are you going to restaff the people, the vacancies in the public works? You're in negotiations right now, and yet these people are not aware that there is no money to rehire anyone. It'd be great for you guys to turn around, inform the people that are actually going to be affected by your moves. Talk to them before you vote on something. Everything you vote on should be special. It shouldn't be a cluster F of situations you vote on together. Because every time you do that, no one even knows what they're voting on. Number 17. Again, we go back to, we have Kevin De Leon and Nuri Martinez working again. They're working together. Nothing has changed. We changed the name and the face. That friendship with Emilda Padilla goes through Nuri Martinez. The same people that got her elected. Every time he says something, he backs it. She backs it, excuse me.
They are, Allie. They don't care.
It just
They're not
isn't going to change unless you change your representative.
Not one of them is paying
I
attention.
tell which item you're
Not
on, so
one.
please bring this back to the agenda
Number
items.
17. You got Emilda Padilla and Kevin De Leon. Funding. Okay, we're going back to money and two people that were constituent, the same platforms that were in the racist comments that tore our city apart. Don't give them
So
money.
again, I'm going to need you to bring it back to the
before the public
actual
election.
item, which is the pedestrian hybrid beacon.
We're going back to Kevin De Leon and
Yeah,
Emilda
Primo.
Padilla
Caller, your time
on
has
number-
expired.
When I'm out and about.
All right. Thank you very much.
But not,
that will
when I'm here.
conclude, agenda
All right,
items.
guys. Now they all come back.
on all
Everybody you've
agenda
seen
items.
comes back for public
So, Mr.
comment
Clerk,
after
what
they
is now
vote.
available for us to vote on?
So they'll vote on these
Council
items
may
real
vote
quick.
on 13,
Then everybody's
14,
coming
16,
back
and 17.
to talk about whatever they want to talk about.
All right, members, those items are now before us. Do any members wish
So
to be
I'll
heard?
say it now. Viewer discretion is advised. Everybody on the
Let's
phones,
go ahead and
everybody
open
in
the
the council chambers will
Close
be
the
coming
roll
back right
and
now.
Tabulate the votes.
13 eyes.
Thank you. That'll take us next to item 15. There was a substitute motion that was previously read into the record. So, members, this
I think Stacy said
requires
she had to
two
go to
votes.
work,
The
Ryan.
first
If I remember
vote will
correctly,
be
so you may not
whether
get a
to
song today.
substitute the substitute
She got to
motion.
work.
On that item, let's open the roll. Close the roll.
She's a
and
working
tabulate the
woman.
Votes.
13 eyes.
Okay, the substitute motion is now before us. On the substance of the substitute motion, let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
13 eyes.
Very good. That'll take us next to item 18. Do any members wish to be heard on this item? Seeing none, let's go ahead and open the roll on item 18. Close the roll and tabulate the votes.
11 eyes, 2 noes.
Oh, who gave the no? Soto and Hernandez. Ulysses.
Okay, very good. So we can now go to general public comment.
Here we go,
on
guys.
the-
Let's rock and roll. He's got his
Is that right,
chips
Mr.
and he's
Clerk?
all ready to go. He's got his lays and he's ready. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, we'll go to general public comment
So sit
next
back,
in
relax,
the
and
regular
strap on your
meeting.
seatbelt.
So, okay, so I'm going to call a number of names.
All right, it's round.
Round
Vito,
6. Smoke.
Marcel Farmer, Noel Weiss, Sandra Burgess.
Under or
Dr.
over
Critical Truth Bay.
11.
Cigar Bollinger.
It's one
Arnold
more than
Stack,
10. Under or over
Spindler,
11 on the ums.
Gary,
Put it in the chat room
Susan
now.
Roca and Andrew Gravener, please. You don't need
Ooh.
to speak in that order. Just come on up and provide your comment. You'll have 1 minute.
It says 3 minutes right here.
Good afternoon. sir.
Now it says
for
1
general
minute.
public comment.
Hey, thank you. Wow, I'd like to see Simi Park right there. That is so nice to see her. What a piece of garbage you are. Your office has asked me through Blumenfield, one of your deputies called me that I wasn't telling the truth about the racism that you caused, that you settled on. and how you got kicked off, a bunch of other things. That was so nice of you, Park. You're just a piece of garbage. You really are, what you've done to people. Yeah, put up that middle finger nice and loud. As to Mr. Krikorian, you need to tell Mr. Blumenfield what you did to him in this little report that I got through Discovery. I don't think that was very nice of you. Even though I'm a proud Republican, I think Bob is a nice guy. I think several of the Democrats are nice and realistic people. But you cut me off pretty well. And I think I'll forward other things over to certain people so you can explain yourself. Thank you.
Next speaker.
Shout out to him, man. Getting spicy. Can't wait for Mr. Sachs to get up in that joint.
Weiss, thank you for your attention. I wanted to make a special trip because I wanted to thank Councilwoman Yaroslavsky for seconding both motions that were filed by Mr. McCosker on the San Pedro tanks. Critical, important issue. Hopefully we'll begin to push those forward. On the other thing, I wanted to recognize Councilwoman Hutt because what we're trying to do with Jackie Robinson Stadium over in Exposition Park is to get the track, the running track, resurfaced because it's a pit. And we're not basically serving the community, we're embarrassing the community. It's an embarrassment to the city. I talked to Jimmy Kim.
City's an
Jimmy
embarrassment.
Kim said that they can't renovate the entire track, but they can do patchwork. $50,000 out of Councilwoman's cash stash hopefully can finance that work. So thank you, Councilwoman Hutt, in advance for basically facilitating this renovation. Appreciate it a lot.
There you go, buddy.
Thank you.
That better?
Next speaker, please.
Whoa, who's that?
Thank you, sir. You know, the great John Wayne was one time quoted as saying, I will not be wronged, I will not be insulted, and I will not be laid a hand upon, and I will not do that to others. And I want to speak out to the smoking scan. You know, I hope you folks will do a little research before you talk about me. You say that I'm in the pockets of the council. I mean, if one councilman would ever even raise their hand and say, yeah, he does now. I'm not in anybody's pocket. I'm only in for the city and for law and order. So please do your research, check, make sure your facts are straight because you're absolutely wrong. I'm in nobody's pocket. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
I fucking love 50 guns. Let's get it.
Good afternoon, sir.
50 guns, everybody.
Good afternoon, sir.
Candido.
Thank you for your time. My name is Marcel Farmer, and I'm coming up here to serve public comment on my personal situation. I'm currently at First and Serve facility,
6, ladies and
transitional
gentlemen.
facility. I am a HMIS member, which means that's the data used to give to the government for when you guys receive funding for homeless outreach. I've been there since April. I haven't received any housing yet, so I know that you guys have an oath of office and you guys are public servants. So what I'm telling you to do is to do an audit and to find out why I haven't received any service. And I'm putting you on notice that if you do not do this, you will be derelict of duties and I will have your seat. And I do have a legal background, so I'm giving you the opportunity, administrative process, to take care of this. Failure to do so, your seat will be taken. So
I want a fucking lawyer, man. I want
Thank
Bill
you.
Kunstler.
Next speaker, please.
Or Ron Kuby.
Oh, here we go. Viewers' discretion is advised.
So now we're in the general public, and that's good, Bob. You keep Simi parking there, and I think she'll have you in handcuffs in a few years. Oh, let's give him a... That's right. After all, who do you think put her in there, right? Did he have a pair of horns? Perhaps. Now, as you see, the Armenian Grosse herder is putting the public comment at the end of the meeting and fucking us again. Why won't Nithya stop it? Why won't Unissa stop it? Right? That's why Ethan Weaver for City Council CD4. And then for CD14, Wendy Carrillo, the party animal. I'm an animal and I support my fellow party animals for CD14. Let's make a new rule. Every council member gets 1 term, and then they get booted out of this fucking place with no pension. What do you say, people?
Your time has expired.
Thank you. Now, I think I called all of the names of those who wish to offer.
No, where's Sachs?
Okay, Mr. Sachs, come on.
Thank
up.
you, you
If
piece
there's
of
anybody
shit.
else
I
who
even knew
wanted
he
to
was
offer
coming up.
General public comment. This is the time.
I'm on round
to
6,
comment about
asshole.
Items that aren't on our agenda. So, come on up.
Stinks is fucking me up right now.
And again, as Mr. Sachs is coming up, that would be Andrew Gravener,
ooh,
Susan
ooh.
Roca, Barry,
Stinks.
Stacy Cigar Bollinger, Dr. Critical Truth Bay, excuse me, and Sandra Burgess.
Let him go, Stinks. You beat him. You beat him.
Go ahead, Mr.
Comment?
Sachs.
Thank you. People were talking about money laundering. Just so you know, J.G.
He is.
Wentworth
He's a tough cat.
is advertised on the buses. That's a way to launder lottery winnings. Drug money. Drug dealers launder drug money by using J.G. Wentworth, people who win the lottery. They get contacted by J.G. Wentworth and they get an offer.
More money.
By the way, are you going to use the VAP? Or are you going to go back to the old system, the VAP that's owned by Mark Ridley Thomas? You don't want to use that for the upcoming vote.
Yeah, he's in prison.
You're still stealing public funds. Everybody's talking about equity. What about equality? Rosa Parks was all about equality, wasn't she? John Walsh was the one who started, if you're black, get on back, and if you're white, you're all right. But there are no white people, and there are no black people. He was racist.
All right.
It's all about
Thank you. Your time's
melatonin.
expired, Mr. Sachs. Thank you.
It's all
Thank
about
you. Your time's
melatonin?
expired. We'll go next to the
Damn it.
phone. Oh, I'm sorry. There's
I
one
wanted
more
to hear about
speaker.
fucking melatonin.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Hello, Dr. Truth Bay. You'll have a minute.
See, they was trying to
Good
cut off
afternoon.
everybody.
Okay, I said pretty much what I needed to say earlier. I really hope that we do have more resources for black people in general. We have a lot of black youth that's being released from prison, and there's no harm reduction. They're actually getting teed off for marijuana when you actually have fentanyl and meth addicts in that same facility not being addressed. And so what I'm saying is Black History Month. So guys, if you can, just for 30 seconds, pretend that you're listening and care about our black issues while you do the whole show of presentations. Danny Bakewell, we appreciate him being the chairman because his father was part of the dialogue with Nuri Martinez, right, about gentrification and redistricting, but everyone forgot about that. So I'm hoping when you do leave these seats,
Guy, he's got his
that you
paws
actually
crossed.
do adopt a black person. I think that'll help. Adopt a black person. Maybe that'll do something
Thank you.
different. I'm
Thank you,
just
Dr.
kidding.
Truth Bay.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll go next to the callers on the phone. Let's take the first caller for general public comment. Mr. Sachs. Mr. Sachs, you need to stop shouting out. You've been warned multiple times throughout
Love
this
him.
meeting. I'm telling you right now, if I hear you again, you're gone.
I love him.
Next speaker.
Give him hell, Mr. Sachs. Give him
Speaker,
hell.
you have 1 minute.
Go ahead, speaker.
I'm sorry. I want to say Sax, Bofax, Banana, Momax, Sax, Mr. Sax. Oh, we're having a lobster fest. We want you to become the king person of the dunk tank. Anyway, smoke a scan, number 5.
7. That's 7.
Thank you, Speaker.
That's 7. Lobster now, guys. 7. Maybe he's watching on delay. I don't know. Could be.
Okay, even subhuman lowlife Nuri Martinez said, if you are indicted, you will be suspended from this council.
Robit.
Two-faced corrupt Armenian dictator Paul Ku Klux Krikorian is even lower than Martinez because he has indicted out on bail embezzling criminal Curran Price, voting daily on this corrupt, sleazy council. And we wonder why there are 60,000 plus homeless people on the streets. Sleazy Marquise Dawson is the worst thing to ever happen to the black community. Black women are only 4.3% of the population, but 22% of female rape, 36% of female assault, 33% of female homicide, and 33% of all female violence. The black community has zero representation from these incompetent, corrupt, sellout, self-serving, indicted black Uncle Tom members of this corrupt city council.
Next caller.
Speaker, you have 1 minute.
Richard Serrano, write-in candidate for CD6.
Shout out to Richard.
Want to see everybody February 16 and 17 at the Crypto Arena. National Rodeo Association is having a rodeo.
Oh.
LA, come up, stand out. Silmar, Pacoima, everyone, come out. They can't take them. Can't take what we want away from us. I am a write-in candidate. I'm for the people. It's not I'm against unions, the other way around. I've been a union member all my life. I just don't like lobbyists because that brings indictments to the city council chamber by when they have to pay those favors back. And everyone across the board knows that's true. Those city council members that are representing, I've reached out to each one of you that I care about and say thank you, and I do appreciate you. Those I haven't, maybe I haven't had the chance, but those that don't, I can see self-service in you. I really do care about LA. You got rid of $283,000.
Thank you.
Shout out to all the rodeos and horses and stuff.
Speaker, you have 1 minute.
The Brooklyn Broncos. Hello?
Go ahead, Speaker. We can hear you.
Yes, my name is Jason. I'm a focus scan viewer.
Technically, that's 8.
Please go ahead.
7 different.
Thank you there, brother. I'd like to say what's up with man Damon and the whole focus fan community there. You know, we're doing big things as usual. We out here as usual doing our thing there. Hopefully have a good show for this weekend, and we get a taste or two to get some stuff going on, and maybe a good weekend there. But the week has been kind of okay today, I guess, today. Krikorian's been a bit of a pain in the ass as usual, and I just want to say that, you know, Krikorian, you know, I'm not in the boys anymore. You know, you're not allowed to touch my feet when I'm position there, brother. And calling me the N-word, that's a no-no there. But anyway, how you doing today, Pumpkin Hair? You looking good. The hair is looking kind of okay today. I mean, I still think you should let it go there, you know. I don't know if you got a little wave going on up there, whatever. You ain't quite not enough to fill it in there, brother. But y'all have a good weekend there. Smoking scan out.
Shout out to Jason.
Thank you, Speaker.
And guys, I'll play you the little piece that the John Phillips show did after the show. I'll link their place so you can go check them out.
Speaker, you have 1
Shout out
minute.
to Randy Wang, John Phillips on the John Phillips show.
Shelly, babe. Colleen, Smoke and Scan.
Technically, that's 9
Hey,
shout
you
outs.
communists, say their names, you pieces of shit. Sergeant William Rivers, 46 years old. Specialist Kennedy Sanders, 24 years old. Specialist Brianna Moffett, 23 years old. All 3 of which are honorable soldiers who were murdered because of your so-called elected president, Biden. Piece of shit communist. You all are going to burn in hell. You all have a special place in hell because you have participated by just being submissive and compliant to this communist regime. All of you know in your heart, you should have their pictures up there in your quorum every day and honoring them.
Thank you.
Shout out to Shelly Babes.
Thank
you. Impressive. I agree, Darth.
Speaker, you have 1 minute.
That's 9 technically. 7 different people though. That's what's wild. 7 separate folks.
Go ahead, caller.
It's insane.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please.
Is that
go ahead.
Ruth?
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Randy,
Oh, no.
member of the Smoke and Scan family. That should be number 10. Shout out to Damon and Stinks. I'm glad you're starting to feel better, Damon. To the City Council, I just want to say how shameful it is that Mayor Bass only shows up when there's a photo op like today for Black History Month. Where is she for all other meetings? What a great representative of the city. Also, how can you offer a framed poster to a 100-year-old African American woman, but only an O-Pee-Chee folder to the 100-year-old Caucasian veteran soldier you honored a couple weeks ago. He deserves just as much of an honor as anyone. It's complete disgust. To Mr. Sachs, we all love you, and I'd like to say you have an open invitation to appear on Smoke and Scan anytime. We'll fix the L.A. problem for you together. Thanks all.
Shout out to Randy. Let's get it, Randy.
Speaker,
Oh,
have
you guys
1
are
minute.
too much. I love you guys, dude. Fucking love you guys. Fucking love you, dude.
Go ahead,
You guys
speaker.
are awesome.
Yep, go ahead.
Thank
you have
you.
1 minute.
Is that Daniel?
Thank you. Councilmember
No,
McCoster's
that's not him.
agenda idea of shutting down the oil industry in the San Pedro Wilmington area is so stupid. Guess what it's going to do? It's going to drive up the cost of oil prices already. It's already expensive enough. We already see $5 or $6 a gallon. Secondly, why is Current Price still in the council doing presentation when he's an indictee?
I love you guys
He's
too, Alan.
corrupt. He needs to be suspended from the city council the same way you guys suspended council member Mark Ridley Thomas, who was just convicted last year. And
He's in prison.
It's nice to hear that former councilmember Jose Weezer has been convicted. Now he's sentenced to prison. You council members don't care about the people. You guys say you guys represent the people, but you guys don't care. So the people are right. The black people are right that
Thank you. Next caller, please.
That's true,
Speaker,
Ian.
you
That way
have
it
1
drives the
minute.
price through the roof. $10. Somebody said it. $10 a gallon will be the first place to have $10 a gallon. And
Good afternoon, Brock Landers, Los Angeles private investigator.
let's get it, Brock.
50 guns. I lost a lot of respect for you on Wednesday when you were talking about the cameras. Ben Franklin once said, "Ouch, that shocked me." No, that wasn't it. Those who would give up essential liberties to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty or safety. Rob, I'm not a poor ambassador. I'm a law enforcement type guy. I didn't become a private investigator for the money. I did it to help people, to stop bad individuals from drug smuggling and, extorting and, jewelry sales, stuff like that. And it's like I told Monica, I'm a sweet acquired taste. And why are there so many oppressed African-American people in Los Angeles if it's been controlled by Democrats for 26 years? I think that we should fire the city controller if all the African-American ladies are paid 73% less than white men.
Thank you.
Shout out to the Truth Bomb.
Law enforcement type of guy.
Brock, you're awesome.
Who is hired by people
Straight 100.
to stop these bad individuals.
Truth Bomb. Mic drop.
Hello.
That's why I like Brock.
Go ahead.
He hits
caller.
him with
Go
real
ahead.
truth. That's real shit.
I would just like to say that I'm adding to the Smoke and Scan family numbers. Thank you. Don't kill lobsters.
Technically 11 shout-outs by 8
Thank
different
you. Next
folks.
caller, please.
Speaker, you have 1 minute.
Definitely a record number.
Go ahead,
Yes,
caller.
my name is Jason. I'm a Smoke and Scan viewer, and I just like to say, Kokoro, we out here. Smoke and Scan forever there, brother.
How
And
did-
ain't it dick. Y'all have a good weekend.
That's
Thank you.
12.
Next caller, please.
Oh, they're getting trolled hard, man. Jesus.
Speaker,
Louise.
you have 1 minute.
Spindler? That's Spindler. That's Spindler.
Next caller, please.
Speaker, you have 1 minute.
Hello, this is Chest Rockwell, Rocklanders,
No,
and
you already spoke.
investigation
You
partner
already
and
spoke.
part-time
Next,
musician.
next caller, please. Mr. He already spoke.
Speaker, you have 1 minute.
Oh, he's too great, dude.
It's Rob Kwan. Just want to say hi to Fable. Sorry I missed you. Was happy to see you in the chair for a second. And to Mr. Landers, if you weren't so sexist sometimes, it'd be a little bit easier to forgive you for some of your stuff. But anyway, I want to talk about something audacious. How many of you around the Horseshoe have heard about Paul's plan for the Charter Commission? Paul Krikorian wants to
They're
appoint
watching you, Brock.
4 people to the commission. And for the other 14 council members, you're shit out of luck. You'll be left begging him to make the right choice on your behalf. Isn't that amazing? A termed out lame duck rep who have left the council for 2 years prior to this thing going on the ballot is going to choose nearly a third of the commissioners? I hope y'all are talking behind the scenes about this, because this is just some really, really silly stuff. And we had Mayor Bradley brought up today, and I think it's just a beautiful illustration.
Thank you. That will conclude.
Shout out to
general
Rob
public
Kwan.
Comment for this meeting.
They
Mr.
cut it
Clerk,
off,
what's now
huh?
Before us in the regular meeting.
You've got an hour of their bullshit,
Mr. President,
but not 20 minutes of public comment. See how that works?
Without objection, posted and
Just
referred.
get into the Panderverse.
The desk is clear.
Thank you. Mr. Soto Martinez, you had an announcement?
Yes, thank you, Council President. Just giving folks here and the public that Civil Rights, Equity, Immigration, and Diversity Committee meeting will start at 2 o'clock. I don't think we'll make it at 1 or 1:30. So 2 o'clock for that meeting.
The diversity equity
Thank you.
meeting. Oh my
All right.
gosh,
Mr.
Billy.
Clerk,
They
is
all
there
hide
anything
the
before
shit.
us in the regular meeting.
No, sir, the desk is clear.
That's
Very
why
good.
you got a
We can adjourn the
DEI
regular
sound
meeting and go
person.
next to our special meeting. And Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Blumenfield, De Leon, Harris, Dawson, Hernandez, Hutt, Krikorian,
Two
Lee,
G's
McCosker,
right
Gia,
there,
Parker,
Mr.
Price,
Sachs
Rahman,
and
Rodriguez,
Mr.
Soto,
Swindler
Martinez,
across the,
Rosowski. We have
the way.
13 members.
And you can't forget about Goat Puppet. That'd
Very good.
really
Thank you.
technically
Let's
be
run through
3
the agenda,
G's.
please.
Items 19 and 20 are items for which public hearings have not been held. For item 19, a revised city attorney report and draft ordinance has been posted. 10 votes are required for consideration.
How many calls from Jason?
Okay, so
That's so funny.
Mr. City Attorney, you
Dude,
have
Jason be
revisions to the
manhandle him on
draft
them
ordinance.
phones,
Can you
dog.
Please go ahead and read those into the record on item.
He must
19.
work for the phone company or something. Got that in. He got that secret line. The double line actions. Shout out to everybody who called in, man, and gave us a shout out. All of you.
Okay, I think.
But I
we're-
always tell you guys, you
we're
never
waiting
know
for
who's
the
watching,
copy,
and
so that will be before you
There
in
you
a
go.
moment. But Councilmember Park, in the meantime.
And thanks to you guys calling in, more people noticed.
I think all of us will recall that last week we had.
But again, I'm not telling you. You
robust
just do as you
debate on
do.
this item, and we unanimously approved an amendment that precipitated the ordinance that's before us today. That was the action we took, but unfortunately, as a result of what I believe was an error, our action, specifically instruction A, was not reflected in the ordinance's language. So I want to thank the city attorney for correcting that error so that we can move forward with this with urgency today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilmember
Are you
Park.
so
So,
scared today?
if you could please just read in the
so scared
change
today?
so that our public commenters will know what exactly it is that we're referring to. So go right ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. So the changes are to the section 165.11. There's a new interpolated is on page 1 is paragraph 2, which reads, the tenant has rental arrears accumulated between October 1, 2021 and January 31, 2023. Additionally, Mr. President, there was a typo in what is now item 4 of the revised ordinance.
Being mean.
And
Ow.
it now reads the eviction or default is based on
All right, Darkside, have a good one.
non-payment of rent. And I'll just add to that, because there's an additional paragraph, there are now 4 criteria, 1, 2, 3, 4. The former paragraph 2 or item 2 is now paragraph 3, and the former item 3 is now paragraph 4.
Okay, correction of the typo, specifying the dates, and renumbering the subparagraphs. Very good. Okay, and if you don't already have...
Wasn't item 19 the weed
copies
and
before you,
Pineapple
members,
Express?
Those will be distributed shortly to you, but...
It was the bee's knees.
I would like to...
Oh, wait. That was item 9, I think. I think it was item 9.
Okay, so, Mr. Clerk, Mr. City Attorney, again,
Pretty
we're
sure.
going to take
I think it's item 9.
agenda item specific public
up,
comment
Zane?
on the on items number 19 and 20, which are part of the
Was item
special
9?
agenda.
No.
So I guess go ahead.
Knew
and
there was
read
a
the
9 in there
instructions
somewhere.
Once again.
As indicated on the agenda, members of the public
What's up,
wishing to
Telly?
offer public comment should call 669-254-5252 and use meeting ID number 160-535-8466.
You can call in again.
Then
Here you
press
go,
pound.
guys.
Then press pound again when prompted for
There's the
participant
number.
ID.
If
Once
you
admitted
choose
into
to
the
call
meeting,
in
press star 9 to request
and
to
talk
speak.
about
When it is
item
your turn to
19
speak,
only.
an automated Zoom voice will ask you to press star 6 to unmute. Let me repeat, call 669-254-5252 and use meeting ID number 160-535-8466 and then press pound. Then press pound again when prompted for participant ID. Once admitted into the meeting, press star 9 to request to speak. When it is your turn to speak, an automated Zoom voice will ask you to press star 6 to unmute.
So for members of the public here for the special meeting, this is a reminder that this is a special meeting, so the only items that are open for public comment are items 19 and 20 that
Oh,
are
and
on
20.
the special meeting agenda. You will have 1 minute
So
per
we might
item,
get some
up to
more
2
action
minutes
here.
total. Just as we
They
do
made
in
this
a regular
2
meeting, you
items
need
a
to be on
separate
topic.
meeting.
If you are not on topic, then you will receive 1 warning from me or the president, and if you do not get immediately and clearly on topic again, then you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time. There is no general public comment because this is a special meeting. So again, the only items for discussion are 19 and 20.
All right. Thank you very much. So I'm going to call names of speakers to speak on these 2 agenda items. And as I call your name, make your way to the left-hand side of the chambers. You don't need to speak in the order that I call you. Andrew Grabner, Susan Roca, Mary Rumpus,
Under or
Mara
over
Piedra, Marina Malouf,
10.
the initials AS, the initial J, Candido, Spindler, Arnold
Bro,
Sachs,
we're getting all the
Stacey
action.
Cigar Bollinger.
We're getting all the action. Shit, yeah. Let's get it. Way over. He only gets 2 minutes. Pay attention, you missus. You hear him? I can fucking hear him. Dude, that mic is hot. If I could hear Spindler from over here. Oh, boy.
Good afternoon. Which items would you like to speak to?
Item 19 and 20.
Hi, Catherine.
Okay, so you have 2 minutes for the items. Please begin.
Yes. Good
Thank you.
afternoon.
Ain't no food.
My
You already
name
ate,
is Mary
Stinky.
Ramos Molina. I live in my resident Hillside Villa for 6 years. And I am a tenant member of Association of Hillside Villa. Good afternoon to the members of Los Angeles City Council. I am here today to support the motion of Los Angeles Housing Department. They said LAHD was going to write
L.8.
the report.
HT.
It has been 2 years ago. Still now, LAHD have not no result. So, what will happen now?
Hey, where's Imelda? She didn't even come today. I ain't
We
seen her
are
all day.
on eviction
She skipped school.
court right now. This should be prevented.
She's being racist.
It was done 2 years ago.
She didn't want to show up for
I
Black
feel
Appreciation
so
Month.
scared and stressed. What will happen to us? And I want you to hear my voice if you are listening to us right now.
They aren't.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Can you imagine if they actually had to answer questions from the public?
Items would you like to speak to?
Not that they wouldn't just lie through their teeth, because they would.
Yeah, my name is
Just
Marina
spin,
Madu,
spin.
and then I live in Hillside Villa for 25 years, and I'm here because I'm supporting LHD to write a report to buy our building. because they've been lying to us. They say they do the report and they never done anything. And we've been waiting and waiting. And I'm stressed waiting, all these people lying, and then they don't done anything. Now I am in eviction court, and that should not happen to us because we have families, and then we've been here for a long time. We working here. We give all us. We are seniors, and we cannot pay all this much rent they asking for us. From where I going to get $3,000 paying rent if I get in from the Social Security $800? How can it be that? And now I want LHD to write the report now because we can go forward to save our families and from homeless. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Buenas tardes. Mi nombre es María Piedra.
Good afternoon. My name is Maria Piedra.
Estamos aquí, vivo en Hillside Villa Apartments.
I live in Hillside Villa Apartments.
Por 20 años.
For 20 years.
And estamos aquí presentes para pedirles el apoyo de ustedes.
We are here before you to ask for your support.
Que pueden representarnos a la comunidad.
Because you are representing our community.
Estamos siendo desalojados
we are being
de nuestros hogares.
From our homes.
Necesitamos que ustedes nos apoyen.
We need your support.
Estamos en corte ya para ahora en este tiempo.
We are now facing eviction at court during this time.
Necesitamos que el Departamento de Vivienda nos apoye.
We need LHD to support us.
Para conservar nuestros hogares.
So we can keep our homes.
Porque están siendo desalojadas las personas y aparte muchas personas están muriendo de estrés en nuestra comunidad, en nuestro edificio.
Because many people are facing eviction and many of them are having to deal with a lot of stress in our community, in our building.
Solo necesito que tengan conciencia.
Yeah, no mask for Pickle Dick today. He's peacocking.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Over there peacocking, try to get him a piece.
Good afternoon. Which items would you like to speak to?
19 and 20.
Okay, so you have 2 minutes for the item.
The City Council must move forward the motion of having LHD to do their basic job of writing a report and appraisal on how a city-sponsored affordable housing could be preserved. 6 years of fighting. The families of Hillside Villa have been fighting still a 300% rent increase. This shouldn't have happened. In May 2022, the City Council voted for LHD to appraise and acquire Hillside Villa once and for all. Now, 2 years later, almost 40 families are in eviction court.
I already had the measles, so I don't have anything to worry about.
This Monday, the San
chicken pox.
Bernardino Court gave access to Hillside Villa to be
I'm good.
appraised. Our tenants drove 1 hour each way to just serve witness to this 1 minute process because they needed to see that with their own eyes. They shouldn't have to do that. All of this could have been prevented if the City Council hold their apartments accountable for keeping people housed. Let me remind everyone, none of this should have been happening because this was built with city funds with the goal of affordable housing. We heard that there was a new day in City Hall. We haven't seen it yet. We're still waiting for that day to come.
Remember all that when you vote.
Next speaker, and as our next speaker is coming up, I'm not sure if I called Marcel Farmer and Barry, but you're invited up to speak on the agenda.
Oh, Barry, how you doing?
And Spindler, I already called you.
You little
afterwards, so go ahead.
Pisces. I own you, little Pisces.
Agenda item 19 and 20.
Yes, go right ahead. You have 2 minutes.
You are my
Almost
property.
2 years ago, we were here celebrating because after 3 years of organizing, the city finally took the first step toward keeping the
I love it, Bob.
124 units at Hillside affordable. And we asked LAHD to give a report on our situation in 30 days. Almost 2 years later, and we're still waiting for that report. Here's what it should include. The landlord is still demanding tenants pay over 3 times their original rent. He over-reported the rent to ERAP, receiving hundreds of thousands of dollars more than he should be getting. HACLA goes along with their ridiculous rent increases and pay Tom Bots over $1 million each year. Meanwhile, we're fighting 35 eviction cases, and we expect even more families to be in the courts as well. We've lost tenant leaders who passed away in these 2 years, waiting for the city to make actual steps for affordable housing. We hear all the time that there's a state of emergency around homelessness. It's unacceptable that LAHD and the city attorney's office have dragged their feet executing even the most basic instructions from city council to keep families off the street. This fight did not start 2 years ago. It did not even start 5 years ago, but it started at the beginning of the housing covenants because we all knew these affordable covenants would be expiring, and the city have been dragging their feet all these decades. Patting the wallets of landlords as supplementing their income is not the solution.
Next speaker.
Yeah, I can hear what they're saying.
If you have comments or suggestions about how I run my prison, or
Yes, thank you, Arnold Sachs. I'd quickly like to point out that the top of your agenda.
Mr. Sachs, which items would you like to speak
Oh,
to?
I'm going to speak on both the items.
Okay, so you have 2 minutes for the items.
But I'd just like to point out your agenda says includes a call-in option for public comment. Public comment will
So,
Yeah,
must
Mr.
be
speak to the
Sachs,
agenda,
I'm gonna
Mr.
need-
Sachs.
I'm going to need you to speak to the agenda items, or you're going
yeah,
to forfeit
but
your speaking time.
Mr. City Attorney, I don't mean to argue with you. You said there's no public comment in this meeting because it's a special meeting.
But you are arguing. Speak to the agenda or
Yeah,
sit
Mr.
down.
Krikorian, how's your son and daughter-in-law
Okay,
doing?
you know what?
How's-
You're done. You're done. Mr. Sachs, please take a seat. Your time has expired. Please take a seat.
Yeah.
Mr.
Right
Sachs,
in on the
Sachs,
fam.
I'm ordering
Take a
you
seat.
removed from the
You-
council chambers pursuant to
Oh,
Rule 12. You've been
homie got
disrupting
hurt.
the meeting from the first moment we started, and you're continuing to disrupt the meeting. You're excluded from the meeting pursuant to Rule 12.
And you mentioned my
And
family.
you're still shouting out now. Sergeants, please show him to the door.
The fuck happened, Paul? You
Well,
pig-skinned
another member of the
bitch.
public is coming to the podium. Mr. Sachs is still shouting out and disrupting the meeting. But come on up, sir. Come on up. Come on up, sir.
Both items, Counselor.
Please go right ahead. You have 2 minutes.
He's taking his sweet time to get his shit.
I'm sorry, one moment, sir. Mr. Sachs, there's a member of the public who's trying to speak now, and you're still shouting gibberish. Get out of the room. I'm ordering you excluded from this room. Hurry up. You're
Hurry up.
disrupting and delaying the progress of this meeting. Sergeants.
Oh, shit,
There's
yeah.
a member of the public who wants to offer comment. We can't hear it because of your shouting. I apologize. Please go right ahead. You have 2 minutes.
Oh, I love you,
Sir.
Mr. Sachs.
Okay, Counselor,
My spirit animal.
Both of them. One thing that I just don't understand on the lack of report, you have an individual over there named Simi Park. She could do the report, and she could make sure it's very socialistic, vague, and ambiguous, and also to cause you a lot of headache. I think that should be the number one thing she should do, is do the report on this. Unfortunately, this is all political currency, a lot of backroom issues. I wish you the best. And also, Mr. President, I am not Wayne Spindler. Thank you.
All those spindlers sitting right back there.
Mr. Spindler.
Here he comes.
Come on up.
Oh, yeah.
afternoon. Which items would you like to speak to?
Well, you know me, asshole. All items, right?
So you have 2 minutes for the items.
Yes,
Please begin.
So we're calling on Unisys to do the right thing. The late Gil Cedillo, before you took his seat away from him, was going to save these apartments for these wonderful people. But you've been dragging your feet. Too slow. It's time now to acquire this goddamn building and lower the rents to what Goat Puppet believes is fair, $5.75 a month. What do you say? I say, fuck yeah. That's right, yes. Imagine Unisys finally starting out in the days when she was a renter, working over there at Universal City, being shit on and having her being accused of being overweight and all those racist remarks. Now she can save Asian people in Chinatown from being evicted. What a great fucking thing that would be. Yes, and too bad Kevin's not here. What a shame he's disappeared. Because he would be here to help with this problem. Even Buckethead over there in the corner, he's sad. Even Tracy's having doubts about
Mr.
her
Spindler, I'm
own
going to need
abilities.
you to bring this back to the agenda items.
Yes, well now we're talking about what? Rent evictions, right? And people on the Paul Krikorian fake list of donors to receive rent assistance. Because Paul Martin Krikorian is a liar about everything. He lied to his first wife. He lied to his second wife. He lied to his constituents.
Again, this is your final warning.
That's
This is
right.
not on the agenda.
Yes, Buckethead, that's right. And so we want to say that Tracy this time, I believe, is wrong. Let's go ahead and extend the eviction moratorium till June 1st, 2024, and we will call it the Unisys Hernandez Saving People from Eviction Plan. What do you say? Let's get a second. How about you there, ramen noodle? Yes, you don't care anymore.
Speaker, your time has expired.
Okay. I've called. Oh.
Fizzy Mint, thank you so much for gifting a tier 1 sub.
Candido Maris,
And-
AK-50 guns, 19 and 20.
AKA
I wanna thank the
50
residents
guns.
for being here. I just appreciate when the people who are fighting are here. And,
That might be 12.
express their
I gave
their
him that
feelings,
nickname.
especially since they've been stressed out so much. And this is 141 units. I remember it, and here we are, all this, a year and a half later. And I'm going to tie this in, Mr. Attorney, City Attorney. We have a building downtown that's being graffitied. Why can't we take that same building and turn that over to residents who are middle income, seniors? Mr. President, maybe it's one of these things that you can do as your last official business is to see if we could possibly buy that building and again get this 141 unit taken care of so these people don't have to live in stress. And I apologize as a resident that you guys are going through that. Thank you, Mr. President. I appreciate the time.
Thank you. All right. We'll go now to the phones.
Oh, here we go.
to speak
Yeah, it's
about
8
items
people, but
19 and 20
4 extras
only.
that were already
Let's
done
take the
by
first
one of
call.
those 8. Or some of those 8, rather.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak on?
You're back now, huh? Every 2 minutes. Here you go.
Yes, my name is Jason. I'm a smoking scan viewer.
And which items would you like to speak
Is that
on?
3 or 4 for him
19 or
today?
20?
Sure, let me get both of them there. Pumpkinhead.
So you have 2 minutes for the items. Please begin.
That's mighty why you're there.
Shout out to Pumpkinhead.
Well, both items sound pretty cool, good deal there, but I'm trying to figure out why Mr. Spindler, why y'all give him hell there, Mr. Corey. Can't you be a little nicer than that, man? Can't be an asshole all the way. Nobody likes an asshole, man. Gotta be a bit more considerate. Smoker Scan having a good show today there. We appreciate that. Appreciate all the support. If some of y'all want a horse, you want to jump in and give us a little support, you're welcome to. By all means, there. But anyway, y'all have a good weekend.
Baker's dozen. Let's get it. Shout out to Jason.
Next caller.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak on?
It's 13. Lucky 13. I feel like Brock's coming up.
Go ahead, caller.
Hello.
Caller, this is your last opportunity to speak. Please
That's
press
it,
star
Allie.
6 to unmute,
You
or
guys are
unfortunately
awesome.
we will have to move on to the next caller.
Powerful. Voltron, man.
All right, let's move to the next caller, please.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak on?
Both. Both with an F. That's Spindler. Just go like this with his phone on his chest.
Okay. Speak with words, or we're going to move to the next caller. Next caller, please.
Speak with words. Love
Speaker, which items would you
it.
like to
Fucking
speak
love
on?
it. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Speaker with the last four digits 2616, please unmute.
What's up, Chester?
Next
Hello?
caller, please.
Hello? Hello?
Speaker, which items would you like to speak on?
Good afternoon. This is Brock Landers, Los Angeles private investigator. Again, I'd like to speak on both of them.
So you have 2 minutes for the items.
Let's go, Brock.
Thank you. This affects a lot of women. I love all women and want what's best for them. These women are obviously beautiful, but this cover is like their costume to hide the pain and protect them from the bad people.
I'm sorry, Speaker. This is not on the agenda, so this is your only warning. Please stick to the agenda items or you will forfeit your speaking time.
Shithead, if people are taking housing away from women, they're obviously bad people, aren't they? Do you think that's a good person? Do you know so little that you don't know that taking housing away from people is bad? Can I get back to talking about these wicked evil
You can
people
continue,
that
but
Chest
you
and
need
I
to make
put our
sure that
lives
it's
on the line
connected to
every
the
day
items.
To fight for justice, to protect them. Chest is always fighting for vengeance for the people who can't stand up for themselves. It seems like you've become one of those people. I mean, how would you feel if they were taking houses away for people that didn't know how to comb their hair? For God's sakes, you'd be the first one on the fucking list. People with heads that are too big, you and the dude on the end with herpes
All
all
right.
over
You know
his
what?
face.
He's done. Next
A
caller,
law
please.
enforcement type of guy who is hired by people to stop
Speaker,
these
which
bad
items
individuals.
would you like to speak on?
He was hired by people.
Yes, my name is Jason. I'm a smoking
Oh my
candidate.
God,
you already
that's
spoke.
that's
Next
five.
caller, please.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak on?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's Eric Previn. I'd like to speak on both items. And
Go.
let the record
How does
So right
Jason
ahead,
get
you
in
have 2
5
minutes.
fucking times?
Yeah, you lowered my hand again, so I'm not happy with that. But let's get on to the Hillside Villas. Everybody remembers Gil Cedillo.
You and the dude with herpes.
And his
Tim
long-term
McCosker.
fight to try to purchase this property that has 140-something units. And it has just been so heartbreaking to hear from the residents who have been screwed. You know,
You guys are
they
mean in the chat
people
room.
who come from around the region and live there and have been living there for 20, 25 years sometimes and have families that are piled in there surviving, and the rent is going to be like doubled or something for some of them. From I read something like $1,250 to $2,500 in one case. And what's most upsetting is the way this city council just keeps bringing it back and chewing on it and using this group of residents almost to I don't know, create like a kind of a mind bend that you're trying to be helpful. Well, why is it taking so long? Why is it taking so long? And why is the attitude of our council president so contentious with the public, as opposed to listening to what people have to say about the city and where we live? It's just really become vexatious. The behavior is vexatious, and it does a disservice to the men and women around the horseshoe to be such a prick. So I would really ask you to go with public comment from all the callers, not just leave Mr. Previn stranded, because it's awful. And I think you know better. Item 20
You know best.
uh,
You know best.
was an item that I can't quite see because I'm driving, to be fair. So I don't have anything to say on it other than to say good luck.
Fucking love Eric
Thank
Previn.
you. That
You
will
know
close
best.
Public comment
Oh,
on the 2 agenda
shit.
items.
Guys, I think today is the one day where I'm actually going to
So,
say
items
it's good to go
19
back and watch the
20 are now
replay for the ones who
before us.
haven't
The
seen it tonight.
Amendment on item
Today was an
19
epic
was
show.
already, circulated.
Just got to cut in an hour in. They don't have to sit through the pain.
All right. Do any members wish to be heard on either of these matters?
Thanks, Brock. You do make me smile, man. I love it because you
Councilmember
throwing
Hernandez.
truth bombs while
Thank you,
being
Council
funny.
President.
That's
Colleagues,
what I
I'm
like.
excited about the conversation we had last week and the solution that we came together after, that we developed together after a robust discussion. As we talked about this last week, there are over 31,000 applications submitted to receive funding from ULA, totaling nearly $450 million more than what we have allocated for rental assistance. It is financially responsible for us to keep people in their homes and off of our streets when it costs tens of thousands of dollars to rehouse an individual. It is financially responsible to ensure that the $30 million we've invested in
I don't know,
ULA
Em. I said it
fulfills
wasn't a
its
nice
purpose and
blouse
provides a
earlier,
life
but
raft to thousands of tenants.
I don't know. People probably were mad
Especially
at
when
me
we know
for
if they
it.
qualify.
I
We
don't think
shouldn't
that
have
was the one
money
to
just sit
choose.
collecting dust when it can be a life-saving mechanism for thousands of people. We must do everything in our power to protect the people who are most vulnerable and at risk of homelessness in our city, and that means
She needs to
casting a
fix
net
the
as
tie
wide
or
as
the
possible.
bow, whatever you want
So
to
I'm
call it.
grateful that we're moving this forward. I also hope that we can commit to continue to work together to end the eviction to homelessness pipeline. Otherwise,
You guys are
not only
terrible.
will our
Liz,
residents continue
Evan.
to face the life-altering
Terrible.
consequences of an eviction,
Dude.
but as a city, we will have to grapple with the financial and moral responsibility of failing to stem the
Terrible.
flow of people falling into homelessness. And it's
You guys are
something for us to
mean,
really think and
that
reflect
chat
on,
room.
especially having a deeper understanding of what our fiscal outlook will look for the next 5 years. Thank you all for voting with us last week, and I look forward to that happening again now, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote on the draft ordinance. Thank you so much, Council President.
Thank you,
very much,
Allison.
Councilmember Hernandez. So, members, I would move.
Thanks again for
on
the
item
TENS
19
device. I'm
that
using
we
it every
adopt
day.
The
Really
ordinance
am.
dated February 1st, 2024, with the changes that were read into the record by the city attorney's office this afternoon.
That's it, Tamayo. You guys are straight ruthless.
All right. I'm sorry. Let me withdraw that and restate it. I'd like to move that we.
I have a
adopt
crush
the
on her.
ordinance
Shit,
dated
yeah.
February
Banging.
2nd, 2024, with the changes that were.
I
read into the
guarantee you,
record.
there's some skinny dude with a
Second by
26
Councilmember
pack
Park.
abs
Thank you.
that's
That
2%
matter is
body
now
fat
before us. Do any
that
other
would
members
bang
wish
the
to be
shit
heard?
out of her.
Seeing none, let's open the
Lovingly.
roll. Close the
Guaranteed.
roll and tabulate the votes.
Garen motherfucking
39.
teaser. Don't
Thank you.
trip.
That'll take us to item number 20. Oh, and on item
Don't
number
you
19,
trip.
I'd like to send it forthwith. Without objection, that'll be the order. On item number 20, Councilmember Hernandez.
It's just going to be my first
telling
time.
you,
to call
gay,
it
gay.
on
Yes.
Oh,
that.
I'm so
It's
sorry.
okay. I'll have another time. Thank you.
All right. Sorry about that. There will be plenty of
I
other
agree,
opportunities.
Alice.
Thank you.
All right.
I
On
agree.
item number 20, do any members wish to be heard? Seeing none. On item number 20, let's go ahead and open the roll.
PSP,
Close
Jay
the roll
says.
and tabulate the votes.
13 eyes.
Fucking Jay.
All right.
P
Thank
is
you very
P.
much. Mr. Clerk,
I'll
what is
tell
next
you, you don't
before
know,
us?
man.
Mr. President, the desk is clear.
Very good.
Only
Are there
doggy
any
banging from the
announcements,
back.
members?
I don't know if that'd be so
Any announcements on my left?
flattering either.
Mr. De Leon, announcement?
Yeah, just one quick thing. I know that I mentioned.
Paul
a couple weeks
Stiegelmark,
ago we
thank
had
you
a
so
press
much.
conference
And
dealing
War
with
and Yo-Yo, thank you
theft
so much as well. Thank you,
copper,
guys.
Wires and
Thank you,
cables.
Paul. Thank you, Yo-Yo.
And just recently,
I want
got
one
a
of those
phone
jackets
call
that
from
says
the,
smoking scan on it,
Labange
though.
family that a plaque was dedicated to our beloved Tom Labange.
I never noticed. You notice the patch right there with a grizzly bear
Stolen.
that says California Republic?
Aside from that,
You notice it has a
colleague
little
that, a handful
Chinese
of us
star?
knew
Little red
frequented our
commie
Assembly
star?
seats
Never
in the
noticed that.
Assembly. Marco Fireball, not in the city of Los Angeles,
Hmm.
but in the city of Linwood, Marco Fireball High School, an 8-foot tall bronze.
Yes, it says
statue
California Republic, right?
Was completely stolen. Not parts of it, but actually the whole 8-foot tall.
The
and might have
Republic
said
for
somewhere in
which
the
it
Midwest. I don't know
stands.
if it was Kansas somewhere.
Somebody said
Jackie
something like
Robinson,
that.
You know, our beloved Jackie Robinson statue was stolen to these precious metals that are being cut up and sold to recycling centers because the value, which only just gives more emphasis of what we need to do to crack down.
You think he's wearing a
citywide
wig? He ain't wearing
against
a
these
wig. I think that's
individuals who
all
are
him.
Taking the city apart, part by part.
I don't
but
think
just
that's a
wanted to
wig.
mention that right
You really think it's a wig? I don't think so.
Not to belabor the point, but I just read
Because when it's
that
plugs, you
as
can
we're
tell it's bad. I
celebrating
think he
Black
just has a
History
good head of hair.
today.
He got that
the
good
county's
hair.
Designation of Bruce's Beach. That plaque has also now been stolen as well.
Manhattan
It's an outrage.
It's an
really is.
outrage.
Any
Yes.
other announcements, members?
But when we catch him stealing, we're not
All
even
right,
going
seeing none, are
to
there
prosecute
motions
him.
for adjournment?
That's not the outrage.
Members,
That's
any
not an
motions
outrage.
for adjournment on the left? Any motions for
Maury's
adjournment on the
wigs?
right? Thank you very much, members. Go forth and serve the city well. We are adjourned. Have a great weekend.
That's it. 3 hours, 4 minutes. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Just flicking off the camera. True to form till the very end, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, I gotta tell you, everybody's gotta watch that tonight. I'm gonna link it tonight on the other show. Oh, no, it's not what I wanted. Let's give it that one. No. It should be that one. No, it's that one. Okay. We'll see the kids real quick. We'll hang out, guys, because I just want... let's check it off with this one, too. Boom. Okay. That way you guys can watch the kids for a moment while I play you this piece with Jason that made it onto 790 KABC. John Phillips show. Shout out to Randy Wang and John Phillips. Guys, I'm going to play this for you. A little excerpt that I was playing earlier for the folks. Let's try to go back here. I think it's like right around... Oh, no. It's right around... there. Let's try that.
Which one of the items deal with
No.
getting got a brand new bed sheet, sir?
Hold on.
And there wasn't a lot of in-person attendees for public comment.
Oh, hold on. Hold on.
Track success and help them be.
You have to deal with one commercial.
Capital Seal. You know what's real because just business is better business. Visit justcapital.com to learn who makes your dollar count.
And a very happy Woo Wednesday to you at 12:07 in the West. It's the John Phillips Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC, broadcasting live from the Morongo Casino Resort and Spa Living Room Studios, which would be a wonderful place to watch the NFL game that decides who is the champion, whose name
Come
I
on.
can't
Just
say.
be right there, Bubba.
Legal reasons. Mr. Randy Wicks in Culver City.
Now, John, it is a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Friday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and
Friday, so you know it's an LA City Council meeting, and there wasn't a lot of in-person attendees for public comment that were very interesting at all. However, there were quite a few people who called in on the phone to give the City Council a reaming, including our buddy Daniel Gus. But there was one call that really intrigued me. Would you like to hear it?
I can only imagine what's on this tape.
Next caller, please.
Caller, which items would you like to speak on?
Yes, my name is Jason. I'm a smoke and scan viewer.
And which items would you like to speak on?
Which one of the items deal with getting thing got a brand new bed sheet, sir?
I'm sorry, that deal with what?
Deal with getting thing got a brand new bed sheet?
So I don't believe any of the items deal with that. So I'll give you 1 minute for general public comment.
Oh, man. All right, thank you there, brother.
Oh, my God. Unbelievably crass, but funny.
Hysterical, right?
Yes, I'm sure everyone can understand what the word was bleeped, what kind of stain he needed to get out of his new bed sheets. But here's the thing. When the guy introduced himself, I did some digging.
Caller, which items would you like to speak on?
Yes, my name is Jason. I'm a smoke and scan viewer.
And I've heard that name a few times in the city council sessions that I listen to, and I finally looked it up. There is a YouTube channel called Smoke and Scan, and it is a bunch of guys that get together, they get high, and they watch police chases, they listen to the LAPD scanner, and they watch live and stream live LA City Council meetings. And then the people get high, and they prank call the city council.
Of all the hobbies that you have to choose from, you could go bird watching. You could collect stamps. You could become a cinephile. That's cinephile. The other one's illegal. You could do a lot of different things with your time. And this is what they choose to do.
And this is what's fascinating. This is a very popular account. They've got 83,000 subscribers. And yesterday, when they did a live stream where you smoke and make fun of the city council and prank call them, they had 7,000 views. for just a city council meeting. When they do a crime chase, when they do a high-speed chase, they get a lot more. But you're talking 7,000 people that you would assume are from Los Angeles that spend their Tuesday morning, their Wednesday morning, and their Friday morning getting high as a kite and making fun of the city council. I am here for it.
Let's hear the prank call one more time.
This is pretty golden.
Next caller, please.
Caller, which items would you like to speak on?
Yes, my name is Jason. I'm a smoking scan viewer.
And which items would you like to speak on?
Which one of the items deal with getting things out of brand new bed sheets, sir?
I'm sorry, that deal with what?
Deal with getting things out of brand new bed sheets?
Why won't it link?
So I don't believe any of the items
Can't
deal
even
with
type.
that. So I'll give you 1 minute for general public comment.
Oh, man. All right, thank you there, brother.
Not connected.
I like that he had to scan the agenda just to make sure that there are no items that deal with that particular subject.
Well, it is the LA City Council. It's very possible that that could be an item on the agenda that they would have to vote on. But hey, big shout outs from the John Phillips Show to the Smoke and Scan crew. I wonder if we have any crossover listeners.
I would imagine that if they're that high early enough in the morning to participate in the council meetings, they're probably asleep by noon.
Damn, I can't.
But maybe they listen to the podcast. I don't know.
People are enjoying themselves. At least somebody's getting some entertainment besides me out of this city council.
What do I got to be careful for?
Up at KSFO.
What am I doing?
Oh, there you go. And they get high at night. They do 420 and 420.
It's possible. 800-222-KABC is the telephone number. 1-800-222-5222.
Now, I got to tell you guys, it wasn't done there. They, again, because they've got a big following. Towards the end, they went into it again, and then the next day, they did like a smoke and scan Thursday.
Cold weather
Let's see.
car
Hold on.
batteries. I need more of that call, and I need it like right now.
Oh.
How?
10 companies in America.
Oh, wait, no, hold on.
You know what I was talking.
Just small talk.
Ashley Zavala, if you're listening,
Hold on.
get down to that Target and find that employee. We need a one-on-one interview.
I wonder if she got fired
Probably did.
or demoted.
I bet.
If the governor demands to speak to the manager and complains about an employee, in
What? It's not time to
Sacramento,
eat
I would
yet.
assume they're going to get
You're
rid of her.
early. We've had you
Or
at
demote her,
11:30.
or give her a
fat boy.
talking to.
What if they got the supervisor?
Yeah,
out?
I
The
can't link
supervisor
anything. I
also
can't even
didn't
type in the chat
recognize
room right
Gavin
now. I
and
don't know
blame
what's
Gavin.
going on. It's always something
I think
with
that's
this
part
fucking
of what
restream,
offended
bro.
him, that she didn't recognize him
Oh.
right away. I think it
And I
also
refreshed a few
offended him
times.
that she blamed him. And I think that's why he was talking about it with the mayors. I think
Yeah,
it
why
really
can't I
bothered
type?
him.
Trying to turn it off.
Breaking news, Gavin Newsom was in a Target that got robbed. The cashier
Yeah, I
blamed
mean, it's
the governor,
on, but I'm going to recheck
and then
it.
he
It's
demanded
not
to
allowing
speak
me
to
to
the manager and
type
get her in
anything.
trouble.
That is the most perfect California story I've ever heard.
All right, Randy, you're coming up later on tonight at 5.
That's right. I'll be here for the News Blitz at 5 o'clock. We'll see
Yeah,
you
it still
tomorrow
won't
at
let me.
noon. The both of us right here on Throwback Thursday. It's going to be Smoke and Scan edition with some Willie, with some Rick James, and some Bob Marley. So stay tuned for that.
All right, see y'all tomorrow at noon right here on Talk Radio 790 KABC.
There you go. So
What
good.
up? It's this.
I want to link their page, and of course, my fucking this is not working. And it's connected. Green light on. Oh, you won't be able to see it. It's too light. But here's what it is, guys. You can go to KABC.com. It'll come up. And then all you need to do is look for the John Phillips Show. I'll link it in my tonight when we go on tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll link it tonight. That way everybody else can hear it too. So yeah. If you can find it and put it in there at least, BJ. But I can't even thank you. There we go. Allie did it there. I wish I could. What do you call it? Let me see. Let me try it that way. Maybe it'll let me do it this way. I mean, I don't know. Come on. Nope. Still won't let me do anything. All right, guys. So thank you, Allie. For you guys in Twitch, you guys got it there. But everybody else, like I said, KABC.com. 790 John Phillips Show. And it was yesterday's show, or Wednesday's show, the 30th or whatever it was. The 30th? 31st, I believe. 31st. So you guys have a fantastic rest of your Friday. Hopefully you can join us tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for all the rest of the fun. I'm going to get out of here for now because I got some other stuffs to do, eBaying and packing and stuff like that and phone calls. So hopefully, like I said, you can join us. If you can, I totally understand. Either way, have a fantastic weekend, or I'll see you on the next Police Chase. So on behalf of Stink Bomb, who's somewhere around here, and myself, we're out of here for now. I'll see you on the next one.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah, you guys. And again.